Thank you so much. Hope you guys stay. What's safe?
Stay
Stay
safe.
safe.
Make sure
I
y'all
stuttered.
stay safe.
I stuttered hard on that one. I meant to say stay safe.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
Yes. Thank you so much for being so patient. Welcome to the Level 857 Video Game channel and podcast, of course. We are your hosts, Al G857.
The 23rd Stallion.
And Sticks.
And your boy Big Chop, what up?
And of course, we have a fellow YouTuber and good friend, Radical Reggie. Welcome aboard, sir.
How's it going, guys?
What's up?
Glad to be back on.
The radical one has arrived.
Radical one. He is here. He is upon us.
Welcome back to the show, sir.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, now it's time to get the party started.
Yeah,
That's
man.
right.
Like every podcast,
Yeah.
we always talk about the games we've been playing.
But first, we're going to do some shots. No, I'm
Every
just kidding.
week.
No,
Whoa,
I'm
what the-
joking. I'm joking. Sorry, man. OBS got me tight,
Oh,
man.
man.
OBS.
Yeah, no, we've been having a lot of technical issues, unfortunately, but we figured it out, thankfully,
We
last
here.
second.
We here.
And we're here now, so thanks for joining us, if you've been waiting patiently. And who'd like to begin with the games we've been playing?
Whoever's not playing anything.
Yeah, that would
That'd
be
probably
me.
be you.
That would be me. I've been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, which you will be seeing on the channel eventually. However, the only game I really had time to play was, of course, it's not a surprise, Tetris 99. I try to play that every day. I missed a few days here and then, but yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing, man.
That's it.
Yeah, and I'm looking to start streaming that as well.
Yeah.
On YouTube, which I haven't done before.
Get that on
so.
the verses, too. Get that on the
Yes,
verses.
yes. I want to do a versus of that, and I have an idea for a single-player Tetris 99 stream.
Oh,
that I wanna
shit.
do.
I'm throwing down the
A
gauntlet.
little challenge.
for two-player Tetris.
My challenge is to try to do.
Nah, it's with me. Challenge me.
Oh no!
Oh,
okay.
he wants to.
Well, you tell me. Actually, Reggie, since you're here, you tell me if this is interesting. I wanted to see if I could challenge myself to complete the. What was it? 150 lines, without holding back any blocks, like they do with classic Tetris. I wanted to see if I could do that. I've done it before, but I wanted to see if I could do it live. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
You'll have to see.
It doesn't sound fun, but it's definitely it's an accomplishment.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
As long as you get angry
Yeah.
during it and upset, I think people will love that. You know?
And you
I
need a
think I will.
blindfold.
Yeah.
Yes, blindfold.
I think you should throw the
A
blindfold.
blindfold.
Yeah.
Just go by the sound of the
Upside
blocks.
down in a water bucket.
Or no. Or if he's like completed more than halfway without like any mess ups, I start throwing water balloons at
Oh,
him.
dude.
Yes.
That'd be awesome. Or like pies or like something.
Get the
That's
hot
too messy.
sauce.
Hot
Get some
sauce.
hot sauce. Have
Yeah.
to eat a wing for
Yeah.
every.
That is.
every 20 lines get a hot wing.
Oh man.
A real hot wing.
Oof.
There you go. Boom.
Oof.
Overthink Gaming says what's up.
What up,
Hey,
Overthink?
what's going on, man?
Maru says what's
Oh,
up.
Jason's here.
What up,
Yeah.
Jay?
What's going on, chat?
What's good,
What's
y'all?
up, everybody? We
What up,
got
what
Big
up, what up,
Choco
what up,
in the
what up?
chat,
Oh,
everybody.
that's your other account. He's on his real account.
Oh, you're gonna be busy over there, Chop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I see that.
All right, y'all just chilling. Good to hear. Good to hear.
What's up,
Yeah.
y'all?
Anyone else playing anything?
Who's next?
I can go quick.
Go for
I'll go next.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh.
Damn.
Oh.
That's foul.
Oh, that was fun.
No, I'm gonna go quick. It's fast.
All right, go ahead.
I played some retro again this week. I played Double Dragon 2, one of my all-time favorites for Nintendo.
What?
I always go back
Arcade
to
or NES?
I know, NES version.
NES all day.
not the
Oh.
arcade version. I don't like
I love
the
it, I
arcade
love it.
version one bit. One bit. I'll play part 1, not 3, not 2. But
That's a lot of hate, though. It's a lot
Yeah,
of hate.
oh,
that's
it's a
little-
lot of
I
hate.
think there's
Yeah,
a,
no.
a
No
little
love.
too much.
No love for the arcade.
Wait. Double Dragon 4 or the Double Dragon 2 arcade?
Ooh,
That better be an
that's
easy
a
answer,
rough-
dude.
that's
Dude,
rough.
how is that
Wow.
not an easy answer?
Yo, he's been drinking that haterade, man.
Yo, no more beer for you during the podcast, man. You talking some
I
nonsense.
don't like Double Dragon 2 in the arcade. I
But
just
Double
don't.
Dragon 4
Double
was
Dragon 4 is
terrible.
awful. It's awful. I
Really
know.
bad.
It is awful. I know. But I don't like Double Dragon 2 in arcade. But for the NES, it's amazing. And I always come back to that. That's like if I'm testing out an emulator or something, I want to see how the lag is and stuff. I know the game so well
That's a good.
that
yeah.
that's the one I go to try out on everything.
Okay.
And
Wow.
that and Punch Out. Your timing has to be on point for those.
Actually,
so
yeah.
That's how you get, especially because the Double Dragon 2 has the knee.
you got to do the knee.
and Punch Out's a very.
But when
important.
you feel like it connects, then that's when you know
Yeah,
you got
it's-
something good.
yep.
So that's the one I always jump back to. So I played it this week, and I'm mad because
I thought you were gonna say Three Ninjas.
no.
Oh
no.
no! Don't
I made it
bring
up.
up that
Listen.
game.
I made it up to the
It's a
last.
valuable
listen,
game now.
You tortured us with that game, man.
I made it up to the
What?
last boss in Double Dragon.
Okay.
Didn't lose any lives
Oh.
until the very last boss before the end, and then I lost. I was very disappointed in myself.
I thought that shit was hilarious. Those ninjas fucked you up.
They did. They took like 7 lives. I hate the game now.
No, those ninjas are crazy in Double
Oh,
Dragon.
You
Yeah.
miss one spin
Yeah.
kick, it's over.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that and Dragon Mark for Death for the Switch.
Oh, that was fun.
Wow,
That was a
okay.
lot of fun.
Played that with.
That game gets so many updates, man. Nice.
Yeah, we played the DLC.
Did the
for
4-player.
this playthrough.
4-player co-op, man.
Yeah,
That was fun.
online, and it worked
I don't
good.
know any
Yeah,
other
that was
channels
fun.
that are doing that either. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone else do.
Not a lot.
No, it worked perfect. No flaws on the
Mhm.
online at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
And that's on the Switch. That's amazing.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
the first time the online on the Switch didn't
Yeah.
piss me off.
Nintendo, good job there, man.
Yeah.
Just get that eShop.
See, it's because they have some people have that lag button. I'm telling you.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
They have it.
Well, I
It's
mean,
real.
and besides that, that's all I did.
Okay.
Let's move on to Reggie.
Yes, yes. Current games I've been playing, also beaten Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Okay.
which I borrowed from a friend. Say that's $60, and I gotta send it back to him in
He
the mail.
said, save that
and everything.
$60.
I can't hate on that, man. I'm doing the same thing. Got sticks over here.
Man, there was other games I wanted, and I didn't want to pay for Final Fantasy VII, so I said, man, let me see if somebody let me borrow it. He beat it already. He said, Reggie, I'll send it to you in the mail. Send it back to me when you're done. Good to go. I was like, perfect. This is a great, like,
And you ain't
opportunity.
send
So
that
I
back
said,
yet, did
let's
you?
do
You
this.
didn't send that back
Don't
yet.
give it back to. Don't
Yeah.
give it back.
He didn't send that shit back. He still got it. He still
Send them
got
back
it.
like a brick.
It was Smash, right? That was Smash.
Smash JT, right?
But, yeah, Smash AT.
Keep,
Oh, okay.
keep that thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Smash JT.
Turbo in the chat. Turbo.
Shout
in
out
the
to
chat.
Turbo 857 in the chat.
857's in the chat. What's good,
Listen.
man?
Oh, what's up? Yeah, I beat that. Enjoyed it a lot.
I definitely recommend buying
And the
that.
games before that, I've been playing Disaster Report Part 4.
Okay.
Really, I've been a part. That's been one of my favorite series for years since the first game, of course. I beat that, and there was something else I played that I can't remember right off the bat. But Resident Evil 3. But I think we talked about that last
yeah.
time, or maybe we didn't.
You're working on a review for it.
But yeah, I was. I still haven't got it up.
Reviews are tough, man.
They
Reviews are really tough.
man.
Especially if it's one of your favorite games.
Yeah.
You get too happy.
It's just like, you're just not in a hurry to really talk about it because I got a platinum in that game. I went over it pretty hardcore, and I could do a video, but you just got to cut those edits out. So when you're talking on a certain topic, then you want to have that footage ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
It could be long, so that's why
And I can't watch it
Reviews
because
are hard to do, at least for me.
I don't want to spoil anything, so I can't watch it either. So I gotta wait till I play.
Oh, yeah.
You guys haven't played it yet.
Yeah,
I've watched too much of that
Don't
already.
worry.
Well, I
Yeah,
haven't played
too
it
much
yet,
of it.
so I appreciate.
Everybody says the game is too short or whatever like that, so you could beat it. I'm pretty sure in one sitting. But man, is it fun?
That's all that
Man,
matters.
telling
there's
you
something
right now.
special about shorter games nowadays. Everything
Yeah.
doesn't have to be 40 hours, man. Like,
Yeah.
like can something be like 5 hours, 4 hours? I appreciate.
Yeah. That's
fine.
shorter.
Exactly.
Like
That's
Katana Zero, that was like 4 or 5 hours.
That was
Perfect.
awesome. Perfect game.
Good.
Awesome.
Streets of Rage 4.
Mikey B's in the chat. Mikey
What up,
B's
Mikey
in the
B's?
chat.
Ah,
Mikey B.
B's.
What up, Mikey B's? And who's next? Who's next? Is that all, Reggie, or?
Yeah, that's. I mean, I've been playing Dead by Daylight. Obviously, that's my go-to game usually. They're about to have some Silent Hill downloads.
I heard
saw
about that.
Yeah.
I saw they're
pretty
gonna have
soon.
Pyramid Head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it looks creepy, but it's like
Paid-
a couple weeks away. So I'm like, oh man,
Paid
whatever.
DLC too.
But yeah,
Paid
You gotta buy that
just
one.
that.
Yeah.
Usually they don't. Usually they just give.
I
it
heard
to you.
that DLC is gonna be like $60, Reggie.
No, I'm not paying for the thing is, you can play the DLC because the level automatically gets uploaded, so you can go to the level if you have the item for it. But downloading it, it's like, nah, I'm good because it's a multiplayer game. So it's pretty much if they ever cut the online
Right.
for it, it's just it's a coffin.
yeah.
So that's why I never like buy
I don't
DLC
like
for
games
that
that are
type of
just
stuff.
strictly like that.
It's a live
Yeah.
game. It's alive until it's dead. Yeah.
It's too much. Yeah, because then it's like it's useless after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
The
Well,
point.
somebody-
Okay.
you
What
can
do I
open a server like they did with the Xbox.
but
the-
you need
the
that
original-
needs a lot of support though. You need a lot of like.
They
you
opened
know,
up the original Xbox
Yeah.
again
Wow.
for their on Xbox Live.
All right.
Takes a lot of
Yeah.
people to.
The chat's on fire, man. We got 10 people.
Yeah, it's
Oh
busy.
shoot!
What's up, y'all in the chat?
What's going on in the chat? Actually, you finished or you started or
start?
what?
I didn't even start. We gotta go to Chalk.
Oh, I thought Chalk was saying. All
All
right.
right, I'll go. I've been playing Dragon Mark for Death with the boys.
Yes.
Been playing a little bit of Gears 5. Gave that a little bit of a break for a while. And I just started playing Crackdown 3.
Yo, why would you do that,
man?
man? Why would you do that to yourself, man? Come on,
Jokes are plenty.
dude.
The only one online.
Yeah.
Yo,
Why would you- yeah.
yo, like everyone here and in the chat are laughing right
Dude,
now.
man, what the hell?
No, not for nothing. Like,
Ain't nobody play that game. Not even
Yeah.
Terry Crews. Terry Crews don't even know what that is. He's like, I thought it was a commercial for something. I don't know what the fuck this game is.
yo, not for nothing. It's a good Crackdown game,
Okay.
but it's about a 6 out of 10.
Which
Well,
means
I'm
this
lying.
shit's like
Which-
that
come
shit's
on,
a
man.
3. That shit's a 3.
No, not
that
for
shit's a
nothing,
3.
Listen, I know Chalk, man.
That game
What-
is not. It's not polished. It's not complete.
Dude.
It's like they don't know how to utilize the Xbox's technology, so they're just.
Rust.
It's like
Dude.
let me
Chalk.
port a 360 game to the Xbox One and call it Crackdown.
Did you?
30.
How much you spend on it?
Free.
Nothing. It's on
Okay,
Game
thank
Pass.
God. I was about to say, if it was $5,
Listen.
get that $5 back.
What everybody out there needs to know, I've known Big Choco for a long time. He's probably one of my oldest friends. Now, whenever he says something is good or okay, that means it's horrible. That means it's horrible. When he's talking
Well,
about
why does
movies,
everybody say
anything. If he says it's all right, it's bad. It's horrible. Don't even give it a time of day. Don't look at it.
Whatever,
Yo,
man.
no, man, you always do that.
I enjoy playing Crackdown. I love the mindless destruction. I'm having fun.
You didn't
with
like the cloud
And,
the cloud service?
it. Of course, they dropped Ultra Instinct Goku on Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay.
So
All
fun. That character's so fun
Good.
to use.
All right.
So fun. He can just do so many different things. It's
So
crazy.
he's
I put up a couple videos on Instagram.
Mhm.
Couple fights didn't go so well for me, but a couple fights did, so it's okay. It kind of balances
Okay.
out. But yeah, he's a really fun character. I'm gonna look forward to beating down Turbo.
Oh,
Okay.
But Chuck, you could pick anybody you beat up Turbo. I mean, it's not really a challenge no more.
well, you redeem yourself with that one.
Well, I'm pretty sure Ultra Instinct Goku is a lot funner than the entire game of Crackdown.
Which is how he redeemed
I
himself.
mean, I'm having fun.
No,
with
you're not.
Crackdown.
No,
I'm
you're
gonna
not.
Stop lying to yourself.
lie. No, I finished one of the series. I'm not gonna lie, but it definitely needs work. Like it definitely needs work.
Microsoft needs to hire you, man.
It was rushed, huh? You feel like it was rushed, Eric?
Yeah, everyone says that.
Yeah, it was rushed. It's just not polished. Like they should have waited and figured out how to use the Xbox technology to make the game better.
They waited 5
Right?
years.
Yeah, they waited 5 years,
Instead
and it
of
looks
gonna
like
come out
2.
on this date, so we're gonna drop it no matter how bad
Yeah.
it is.
Took him
Oh, dude.
took him 2 years to make Final
It
Fantasy
is what it
VII
is.
remake.
I want to do a separate podcast just about Crackdown 3. So just do it. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I think we should do
Yeah.
it. I think we should all play it.
It would be, but like, I guess I'll stream some of it. It's
Yeah, see? Yeah,
Yeah, he
exactly.
said it's and he just
Can't even
started
keep a
laughing.
straight face, man. That's how good the game is.
It's like it's basically Crackdown 2. The controls are just sluggish,
Oh,
like,
dude.
and you have to do some platforming in the game, so it makes the platforming way less
that's
fun.
Platforming.
You know
Like-
what? That's your series too, man. That's what's crazy is that's
It's
your
just-
series.
Yeah, that's
Ugh.
like that's
and
their
they just
shit.
they
There's
just
been so
dropped
much-
their pants and took a dump on
They
it.
took a dump on it.
They're like, eh.
They call
There
that
you
shit
go.
crack.
Yeah, Terry Crews barely did any advertisement for it. I think they just did that one thing of him
Yeah.
yelling.
He knew that shit was
Yeah,
trash.
it was a shame of
He knew
it.
that shit's trash.
Should this ain't Old Spice?
The game was gonna be a goose egg for general
He
audience.
thought it was the Old Spice commercial.
You know they gave him a copy. They're like, here you go, you get your okay. And he was like, what the heck?
This ain't
is
Old
what-
Spice.
oh,
This
man.
deodorant? What the fuck is this? What do we do? What do we do with this? This is a game? This game is trash.
Are you serious?
Oh
games.
man.
I did hours of voiceover work for
Yeah,
this?
man.
It's crazy.
Then they took him out the
Yeah,
game.
like if you're a
Yeah.
fan of the series, you'll enjoy the game. But if you're not, I don't recommend it for anybody.
That's a fair
right, that
assessment.
sounds like a good
That sounds
game.
like a
Alright.
fair assessment. Yeah.
It sounds like a 6.
Yeah.
That sounds less than this
It
is.
definitely sounds less than a 6.
That's like a 2.
That's like a 4.
Oh, man.
Top 4. Is that it, Chuck?
Yeah, that's it.
Damn
that's
right
it, that's
that
it.
is.
You know how a game is. You know how a game is real
Something
bad
in the
when
chat
it's
right
when
now.
it's available for free and you don't even want to.
Yeah, if you don't
you
want
don't
it.
even want to play it or download it or touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. But yeah, go ahead.
What am I playing? Obviously, I'm almost done with Astral Chain.
Yes.
Have you ever messed with that, Reggie? Astral Chain?
No, I thought I'd wait for it to come out for the PS4.
Okay.
You know, what I mean, I figured I feel like it's gonna get like ported over, but it looks fun. But no, I never gave it a chance.
I'm very taken back by that game. It's very just visually pleasing. The music
Better than Smash Bros.
Nothing's better than Smash Brothers. Reggie, Smash Brothers is life.
Different type of game.
I live and I breathe Smash.
He brushes his teeth and smashes.
I have a Marth toothbrush. No, no. Astral Chain is awesome. Like if you're a Sega guy, you like Sega games, you'll see a lot of that Sega feel in Astral Chain. It's just so dope. Such
Very
an awesome
Japanese.
game.
It's like
Very Japanese. It's like you're playing an anime.
Okay.
You're playing through an anime. And
I
it's-
had a lot of memories of Phantasy Star Online and Burning Rangers.
yes,
like
absolutely.
that type of
Yeah, that game
That
is
kind of vibe. It
really
was
and let me just talk about the headquarters music, okay? Reggie, I don't know how important music is to you in video games. I assume it's very extremely
very
important.
Man. The music will help even a bad game. It'll help it be more
Exactly.
manageable
No,
and
that will.
playable. You got some
Yeah,
good
they'll bring you
music
into
going.
the game, and the headquarters in Astral Chain is so soothing and so it's so amazing.
It's good.
It's like, how can you like not enjoy it? It's just.
No, don't play it, man. What the hell are you doing? Stop.
I'm sorry, I got carried away.
Jesus.
So I've been playing that lately. Haven't played Smash Bros. Surprisingly in like a week because I've been trying to beat Astral Chain. Because after I'm done with Astral Chain, I'm trying to get into Red Dead Redemption 2, which is like 100 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
long.
so
Yeah.
I'm trying to like free up time for that. So I haven't played that in a week.
So is Astral Chain going to be a hidden gem in the long run?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
it's,
far,
it's
it's-
such a great game. I tried out a demo last night for Brigadine. Is that-
Brigadine?
Brigadine.
I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah.
it either.
It's a strategy role player. I'm on the fence about it. I got to play the demo a little bit more.
On the Switch, right?
Yeah, it reminds me more of they have some Dragon Force from the Saturn in it, and it has some Fire Emblem things in there as well. I think obviously for the price they're asking,
$50.
$50. No, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Nah.
The artwork presentation gorgeous.
Would you pay $50
Actually,
for the art book?
I would
pay $50 for the art, to be honest.
The art book
because
is-
I draw, so it's like,
me
yeah,
too.
I'll pay for the art book.
I
but
really like the art for that.
but
man.
I don't think I could do it for 50 for that game because I don't know because I know it's like 35 to 45 hours.
Yeah.
I don't think that game can keep me that intrigued.
You want to drop to 30?
What's that?
Would you buy it for 30?
No.
No?
Dude, when
Really?
I
Not right now. Not right now. But
Not even
however,
for 30.
I wouldn't do it for 30. Not yet. I'm gonna try the
Well-
second part of the demo to see if it gives me that hooking point.
yeah.
But the messed up thing is, I saw another. I didn't play it, but there was another indie game, a strategy role player, Regalia something. I forgot the line or whatever, but it's another strategy role player. And I saw that when we were doing the indie eShop, and it was
Yeah.
like $24, and I'm like, it looks kind of cool, but I'm not sure if I'll get it. That shit dropped to $3, and I'm like, oh word,
Oh,
okay, now we're talking. I'm like, I might be able to mess with a $3 fucking strategy role player that
That's
looks more inviting.
That's
you know?
that front page promotion. That
Yeah,
$3.
but it's also
Yeah,
the
yeah.
characters. Like if I look at a character, if I'm playing a role playing game and I like the character's design, if I don't see that exact design on the battlefield, I feel a certain way about it. It makes me feel like I'm not that character. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Right.
I'm very picky with that shit. So but Brigadine wasn't a bad game by any means. It just I'm just picky with that shit. But I'm not spending $50.
dude, I gotta look
I'm surprised
for
you got into that game. It takes a bit to get into that game because it starts off so.
slow.
It's hard to explain how it starts off. It starts off just kind of like making you figure everything out on your own, pretty much.
Oh.
And then there's already like battles going on. You're supposed to like
I did the
figure
tutorial.
out
Oh,
why these characters got beef and everything like that. I mean, yeah.
I
I used to have the PlayStation copy, but I looked at that game. I said, man, I'm never gonna play this game. So I ended up getting rid of it.
Yeah, if
much.
it doesn't give you that, if it doesn't have that thing that gets you like, you know what, I want to learn everything
hook.
about it,
Yeah.
then it's not for you. And I'm starting to get that feeling that it's not for me because it doesn't have that hooking point.
There's
Because
a lot in it.
when the art looks
Yeah.
that good,
Well, the trailer is amazing.
when the art
man.
looks that good,
Yeah.
if I don't see the characters I am look
Yeah.
on that level, that
Yeah, yeah,
cool, I'm not gonna mess with it.
I was sold on the trailer. And
Great trailer,
And
great
the
trailer.
art, well, like it got to the point where I was like, I don't even care if this game is good or not or whatever.
Yeah.
I want the artwork. I want to get the art book.
I
and
will
get
buy
that.
the art book.
That
If there's an
looks
art
really
book, I
good,
will
man.
get that art book
Yeah.
for $50. I would spend $50
Yeah,
for
man.
that.
That franchise has been around for a while, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I prefer my Shining Force 3, and I prefer my Fire Emblem way more than that game. But yep, that's all I've been playing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, man.
But quick question:
What's up?
before we get to the news, should we do the first part of our giveaway?
Well, it's random, so.
All right,
we
so
can-
let's do it like this. All right, so before the news, let's do a question. We're gonna ask everyone in the chat a question, and whoever's the first person to get it right wins a copy of Bombfest for the Switch.
Yeah.
Chalky not part
Oh,
of
there
this.
you go.
All right, and after the news, we'll do another one, and then we'll do the last one at the end.
Well, that was ruining the surprise, man. I'm kidding.
Ain't no
I'm
surprise.
joking.
All right,
No, but
everybody in
Real-
the chat.
real quick.
Everybody in the
before
chat,
get,
you guys
bef-
ready?
Before you get to the question, just so everybody knows in the chat that this is for the North American Nintendo Switch copy. So, yeah.
There you go.
All right, you ready for the
And
question?
leave me your Instagram handle in the chat so I can hit you up and give you the code.
And I know some of y'all got your phones ready, you cheaters.
Yeah.
Y'all cheating
Googling
hard.
up
I know
stuff,
y'all.
man.
All right.
They already got it. It's 42.
Oh, wow, damn, they already got it. I didn't even say it.
How they figure
Borderline, we didn't even ask the question.
The question is a Double Dragon question. All right? So anyone who knows anything about Double Dragon will probably get this right away. What are the code names or the nicknames for Billy and Jimmy? The Double Dragons.
Easy.
Hey, if you just joined the chat, if you answer that question, you get a game.
Yep.
First dibs.
If you answer within the next 10 seconds.
Yep.
No, I'm just kidding.
First one to get it right.
No,
First one to
no
get it
Google.
right.
No Google. We know if you Google.
Yep. We know exactly if you're cheating.
I see you.
Oh,
See,
that
why
was
would you? Why,
We have
Jimmy
Jim,
and Jimmy.
we have
why
Bimmy
would
and
you
Jimmy.
put Bimmy?
That's that,
He said Bimmy and Jimmy?
Because that's the joke.
We have
that
Jimmy and
translation
Bimmy.
from Double Dragon 3.
Wow.
Oh man. So no
So-
winner yet.
So we
Yeah.
can move on to the news.
Yeah, we'll
and
move
Chuck,
on to
when
the
you see a winner, you let us know.
Yes.
They already. If you just type it right, you win. We are not counting Bimmy and Jimmy.
That is not that's not the answer.
I answered it. Hey, guys, I answered the
That
question
was correct,
earlier. Did I
Reggie.
get it right?
Yep, that was correct. Yep.
Yeah.
I thought I did.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was
cool.
definitely correct.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I guess
Let's
moving
move on to the
man.
news. Move on to the news.
Let's
Chuck,
move on
let
to
us
the
know.
news.
I actually
Chuck,
learned
just-
their nicknames before
What's up, Brian?
I learned their real names,
Yeah.
which was funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It depends on if you're in an arcade or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What it
Hint,
is.
hint. Hint, hint.
Yeah. Ready.
No one's got it.
Nope.
All right.
I love the text there.
Oh shoot. All right.
All right.
Something happened to that.
It's all good.
Sarumaru is correct.
Oh.
Sarumaru, we got a winner.
Sarumaru, yes.
And Chuck, what is?
Sorry
Sorry
for
about
checking
that.
in. He represents.
And what's that answer?
I thought him
Hammer
and Jason would've
and
got it.
Spike.
Spike and hammer. That is
Yep.
correct.
You said it backwards. You still need to do it again.
No.
It's gotta be in order, man.
Spike it.
Spike
Hammer.
and hammer.
You got
Sarumaru,
it.
please give me your Instagram handle or your Twitter handle so I can send the code.
There you go, DJ.
Nice.
Awesome,
All right,
man.
that's the
Congrats.
first one.
Congrats.
Bimmy and Jimmy was a good guess. though.
Sorrow Crew representing.
Yeah. As far as memes go, Bimmy and Jimmy was a good answer
Yeah.
because they
My
actually
bad.
did that.
6, you can restart the news. My fault.
Yes. All right. So news for today. It is Ubisoft maybe teasing a re-release of Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yes.
So what
Yes.
what makes this maybe feasible is that in the theaters they are planning to re-release a 10-year anniversary version of Scott Pilgrim versus the World in the movies. And I don't know when, because if it's this year, releasing in the theater is going to be pretty.
Might want to wait. Might want to wait on that one.
Yeah, so they're going to get way less money than they would have imagined, unless they're just going to do just try and bring it out for like home video or something.
That's like less
Again.
money than Crackdown 3.
If they try and bring it out to the theater now,
Whatever, man.
if they try and bring it out to the theater now, they might have to just bring it out to video on demand, which is it's on Netflix. So I don't understand why that would benefit them at all. So if they want to try and make money, I mean, drive-ins are still going on right now. So there's still a possibility there, but they're really not trying to bank big if they're doing it right now, and that sucks.
That game is fire, though. That
So
game
the
is
movie
straight
was
fire.
fire. The movie was dope.
Movie was
Oh,
good.
The
Movie was
comic
good.
was dope, and the
Yeah.
game was dope. But the
Yeah.
reason this is big news is because obviously it was digital only.
Mm-hmm.
It was out for the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
We have it for the 360, and if you did have it, you can still download it if you bought it, but you cannot buy the game, and it was only digital, so you can't get a
That
physical
sucks.
release.
That should be physical. That
Right.
needs to be physical.
So everyone's been begging Ubisoft to bring out a physical copy because it was never done.
Right.
The thing about that is the licensing, and if they found it feasible to try and get the licensing back to put the game out again, and that's going to cost them money. So I mean, I think people have let their voices be heard. And hopefully, like, what was it? It was a tweet. So they said, since the movie's coming out, Brian Lee O'Malley on Twitter said, bring back the Scott Pilgrim game to Ubisoft. And Ubisoft did reply with a emoji of the little hand and the thinking face. Maybe we may. We're thinking about it. So if it's feasible for them, which I think it should be, because people do just want this game, to just bring it out. So
I would get it again.
Hopefully they do it because I want it. I would buy it physical, even though we have it digital.
I want that on my Switch.
It's a dope game.
That's an awesome game.
You played it? We all played it.
Yeah.
We've all played it.
Yeah, that game
Reggie,
is super
Yeah.
fun.
Reggie,
And that
did you play
movie
it?
was amazing.
Yeah.
You played it, right?
Reg?
I own it, and but I haven't seen the movie though.
How could you
Oh,
not see the movie?
Wow.
Yeah, I skipped the movie. I saw
We're
one
stuck
clip
at home.
of the movie, and I was like, I don't know, man.
It's
and I never
great.
gave
It
it a
was good.
chance. But when I saw the game, though, I was like, yeah, this game is sick. It's one of those games that needs preservation pretty much, like needs a physical port. So I was really disappointed when they took it offline. I mean, obviously a lot of people didn't get to play it, but now if they actually re-release it now, it would like be well received. I just hope like a company, like a limited run company, doesn't get it, man. I want it to be like
Yeah.
like not limited to just
Yeah.
sold everywhere
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
yeah.
if it gets a physical.
Ubisoft. Damn it.
Yeah.
They're big enough. Bring it out.
If any publisher would do it, it's them, man.
If you want Splinter Cell or Scott Pilgrim, bring out Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, it's such a high quality game. It's super polished, and it would still do well,
Yeah.
especially with beat 'em ups and indies doing as well as they do now.
Yeah.
If it came out right now and is on the River City Girls tip, like people would definitely buy it.
It's very nostalgic too, man, because even how the map looks on the game, it reminds you of Mario Brothers
Yes.
3, the way it's set up and
Yes.
everything. It has little secret areas and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
It's a love letter to video games.
River City.
Yeah.
Definitely River City.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-player one.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. They don't even have that now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, bring it out, man. Well, I think you got people who want it.
I would get it very
Definitely.
quick.
I want it, man.
They said they lost. Well, obviously the rights expired, but they said they were having issues with the music or something like that, from what I last heard. But hopefully they get that figured out, though. I mean, it'd be
It's
a
always the
shame
case.
not to see that game get re-released.
Music is so good.
Yeah.
Like people just buy the soundtrack. They probably bought the soundtrack more than the game since it's available.
It's a really good soundtrack.
Since you can order the soundtrack, you probably sold more than the game. But if you didn't see the movie though, it's definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
Definitely,
You
especially
sure?
if you're yes.
When I see a movie, if it's bad, man.
No.
I'll tell you one
Honestly,
thing.
that
I was
movie, like every time it comes on, if I can't change the channel. Like
I was
One of those.
I was
I'll tell
very
you guys what.
skeptical.
I'll watch the movie. If you guys watch a movie, I recommend
What's that?
Okay.
watch Dead Rising the movie.
Okay.
If you already seen it, watch it again.
It was
see.
Let
that
me know
was
what you
on.
think.
Oh wait,
Is that on Netflix?
No.
It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Prime.
All right.
It's
Yeah, I'll
free.
check it out.
The second movie, I don't know if it's free or not, but it's on there too. Actually, watch both of them and let me know what you guys think. I think it's actually a good video game movie based off the game, of course. And
Okay.
I watched
So you
Scott
got-
Pilgrim.
So you got something to
Okay.
do tonight, and we got something to do.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll mess with that.
Definitely.
Take a couple shots right beforehand. And
You gotta take a picture of that end screen. You gotta take a picture of the credits. So
yeah.
they believe you.
So we
Yeah.
know you're not lying.
Movie,
Yeah.
right? All right, I got you.
You gotta put-
He'll just fast
I know.
forward. Fast forward, like
Take a picture.
mad happy, like
Tweet it out. Hey,
If you
guys.
put the credits up before the movie run time, then we know you cheated.
Yeah. Don't do a chalk rating either, man. Don't be like it's all right.
damn.
Nah, it's a video game movie, but it's based off the comic, obviously, so it didn't get the credibility of a video game movie. But
Yeah.
it's a flawless video game movie.
I was
It
very
is.
skeptical, but I definitely enjoyed it.
Yes.
I definitely enjoyed it.
But you can't count it as a video game movie because it's a comic.
It's almost like a live action manga.
Yeah,
Almost like
Yeah.
a, like,
it's crazy what they did with it.
yeah.
Good job.
Very good.
All right.
Let's move on to the next news. All right, so this is from the rumor mills,
Ooh, I like
Oh,
rumors.
and we're gonna go into rumors this whole thing. So Legacy of Kain Soul Weaver is apparently getting a PlayStation 5 remake. So
You wish.
That was one of my favorite
You
games.
pray for that.
For PlayStation 2. Actually, was it PlayStation and Dreamcast? Because I bought the remake on the remaster on Dreamcast. Yeah, so Legacy of Kain is a series. This is the second one in that series. So Blood Omen Legacy of Kain was the first one. And that's what made me hesitate about whether they were going to actually do this game first. Because I was like, wouldn't you have to do the first one first if you're going to do this? But you can do it. Well, you can do it without Blood Omen, but it is connected. But it's totally different game.
First one's like a Baldur's Gate, right? The first one?
Yeah.
Similar to Baldur's Gate.
Similar.
Yeah.
It was more
dungeon
PC,
crawling. Dungeon crawling.
Yeah.
But the rumor is that Blue Point Games is reportedly working on it for the PS5. First, they said they're doing another rumor is Demon Souls, and that was an exclusively for PS5. So I still don't know if they're doing that. That's the high rumor that they are doing a Demon Souls remake from that old tweet they had and we did news on.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, that's not a title I think that they would pick up like that. But I mean, if they do, that's dope because the game was dope. But yeah, if they are actually doing a Soul Reaver, like that was a quality game.
That was good.
The voice acting in that, the storyline in it, the character, the way you manipulate the world to go into another dimension. It's something that would still hold up to today.
When you take the scarf off and he like sucks the soul.
He's a dope character, man. He looks cool, and it was one of the standout titles for the Dreamcast and from back then.
I heard he's gonna be in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, of course you heard that. Everyone, if you haven't heard, everyone's gonna be in.
Everyone's rumored to be in.
Everyone.
Smash, yeah.
Even looking at this guy's design right now, I just don't know why that franchise is like floundered. Like you got Tomb Raider still. Like this is it's vampires. It's dark.
It's awesome.
Make that again. I really do want.
Would you rather have them start from the beginning and remake the first, or would
if they remade Blood Omen first and made it like what was it?
I don't think
there was another sequel.
Because when you jump right to the second one, it's like, all right, where did this come from?
But the second
I don't
one
think
is
it
its
connected.
own,
it didn't connect as hard.
It's its own contained story. It's
Different
almost like a spin-off, basically. So I think they could just if
They
they did it by itself, I think it would be fine.
They had Legacy of Kain Defiance, which combined both games,
Right.
And they did it in the same 3D like puzzle adventure type mode.
Defiance, that's the one I remember too, man. That was the conclusion of the story too. Wasn't it?
Yes. Which is why they should do both of them.
Yeah.
Because that conclusion has to happen, and you have to know who Kain is.
Well, if they do it like a Mafia, they remake one of them, and then they bring out the other ones.
Well, if they remade Blood Omen, they have to do it over.
Yeah.
They have to make it 3D.
Yeah.
Like, they can't have it overhead.
Yeah.
They gotta have it
work.
from scratch. Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
wouldn't
a
work
dated
unless it was
game
a
mechanic
downloadable title.
No. So if they redid that and
Yeah.
made it like Defiance and made it like Soul Reaver, it would be a flawless, perfect franchise to make again. And I would be all for it. And they have so many games in it. They tried.
Yeah, the way that would look now.
Yeah.
That would.
Yeah.
That'd
He's
be
a
pretty
dope
dope.
character. He still looks cool.
Yeah, definitely good design. It's the scarf, man. Anybody that's got a scarf,
Well,
telling you, man.
And
If they
his
did it
wing,
over-
the broken wings. Too,
If they
man.
did it over, they were rumored that they would do the fighting mechanics over to make it more similar to newer games.
God of War.
Yeah, especially that.
Dude, you know the one memory I have of is the intro, the way they showed
was
his
polished
story.
as
Man.
hell.
It was polished.
It was so
for
good.
back then, and I still it's like
I
burned
mean,
in my brain.
It probably looks like ass now because it
Well,
was CG.
I
so-
remember being like
Muddy.
when he had his wings broken. Remember
Yeah.
when they threw him down the pit or whatever.
Yeah.
And oh, man, I was like-
Spoilers. Just kidding.
He said spoilers.
I mean, if you don't know,
That's the
I know,
intro.
now you
20
know.
years later.
That's the intro. That's the intro.
Hey,
and that
listen,
happens in the first.
I play God of War very late, so I mean,
Yeah. Oh, I guess. All right.
That's the intro. You ain't spoiling nothing. But yeah, I would definitely want them to make a remake of this.
Man. I would be very curious to see what they would come up with.
and do it on
for
the PS5. I want to see, man.
Oh,
come on.
dude.
Come on.
That'd be nuts.
What do you think of the franchise there? I'm pretty sure you've had to have known about this thing. Reggie.
Reggie.
I mean, honestly, I never got into it. I would always see it in magazines, and I remember people talking about like they were pissed because the ending left it open. They didn't, you didn't know who Kain was. I just never got into it, you know. So, but I do think it's probably a better series in Super Smash.
Yo, you know what? All right, Reggie, it's
So-
been great having you on and everything. We just
Yo,
gotta. All right, we
coulda
gotta
said-
say goodbye to him.
You know, I'm gonna be on left now. I'm saying that.
Damn.
Reggie, you could have said Crackdown 3. Come on, man.
Killing my Smash Brothers, man. Don't you know I work for Nintendo?
I actually gave Smash some credit the other day, man. I said, even though I can't get into the series, it does have a great presentation. Like, it looks like a Disney movie.
It does.
Kind
Yeah.
of the way the introduction is. So they put a lot of production values in it.
Yeah, because it's for kids.
Yo,
No,
Chuck, I know you not hating, Chuck.
Yo.
I know. I love it.
But yeah, if they picked up this though, I would want them to pick up the whole franchise. No, just do one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and hopefully it would do good. I mean, hopefully, and like I said, it's a rumor.
Listen,
Yeah.
I want the remake, pattern to continue.
It
The
seems to be
remake-
doing well.
Yeah,
Well-
and like these old games, especially like on the PS1 and the Saturn with the
Yeah.
nasty polygon graphics, and a lot of these classics can come back looking really dope in today's. Oh my God! It's
Well,
just,
there's one good thing about
You don't like
rumors.
the polygon?
no, I
drip, though?
don't like that
Polygon
polygon
drip.
drip.
Follow the
I
drip?
don't like
Bring
that
it
drip.
back. Bring it back.
They don't like that Kuma the Bear drip
What?
and Tekken. That you can't. If you
His
ever play
arms aren't
Tekken,
attached, man.
if you, want, if you want to see polygon drip, play Tekken 1
Yeah.
and
Oh
watch what happens.
Oh,
Oh my
Tekken
God.
1.
Tekken 1 is so
Yeah.
weird, man. When you go back and try to play it now, because if you jump, you will jump over your opponent,
Yes.
which is insane.
Float.
Like, you're like, what? Like,
It's like Virtual Fighter. Yeah, you
Yeah.
float over people.
Yep.
Direct.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I didn't think about it like
But
that.
rumors are good though because they always spark interest and it gives a good gauge of the audience, like what people want to see. Like if
Yeah.
people are talking about a rumor, there's a good chance that might be made because people are talking about it. But when
Yeah.
there's a rumor that goes out and everybody's like,
Yeah. So if Blue Point doesn't
know,
make it,
yeah.
I hope somebody does.
Yeah.
Especially since when there's smoke, there's a name popping up for
Yeah.
a reason, right?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll see what happens.
Exciting this is.
Oh man.
Intrigued Gaming in the
Yeah.
chat.
Intrigued, what up,
Intrigued
John?
game,
John
man.
intrigued.
What you drinking?
John
What you
Fabrizio
drinking,
just
John?
did.
What are you
drinking?
drinking, man? Actually, speaking of which, I gotta grab another beer because I forgot to grab them.
Hopefully it's like ginger ale or something. 'cause,
Grab me a light
John
one.
got
Grab
a-
me like a.
John probably got a little flask with him.
Yo, grab me
it's
like
vodka,
a,
whatever it is.
Grab me like a fat tire or something. No, not that 10%, man. I'm already good.
You don't want the 10%?
No, I already had 9. I'm good.
All right, so let's move on to the next news since everybody's already. Everybody got your drinks?
Yeah,
All right.
everybody out there got the drinks. We're all good. Moving on.
All right. So this is another rumor. We're still in the rumor mill, y'all.
Yeah, rumors.
So Jack and Daxter remake may be in development for PS5 as a launch title.
Oh shit.
As a launch title,
What?
Listen, nobody knows about any of the launch titles that are coming out
No.
for PS5.
nothing.
And, Jack and Daxter was one of their main titles
Mhm.
back in the PS3 days.
I mean,
Actually, PS2 days, my bad.
yeah, Sony has.
I was like, PS3, really?
Yeah, no,
PS2 days. That's a while ago.
How many games did they have?
They had multiple.
Five,
they
five
had,
or six.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
for the
that was
PSP,
a big series.
PSP and PS2.
Oh my god.
No, it was big. It was like their next Crash Bandicoot
Mhm.
type title. So speaking of Crash Bandicoot, they
Mhm.
had the remake of the trilogy.
Mm.
So now the rumor is that there's a trilogy of Jack and Daxter.
Mhm.
That's going to be the titles for PS5.
Oh.
I'm interested because I missed those. I didn't play any of the Jack and Daxters. I did play Daxter
I did
for
too.
the PSP,
Same.
but I didn't play any of the Jack and Daxters because I was just not tuned into it back then.
I did.
I didn't play any.
I played them.
They did well,
They were good.
but if seeing how the Crash Bandicoot trilogy did
Yeah.
is gonna make anybody be like,
Yeah.
what can I cash in on next?
Yeah.
And this is definitely the title
Yeah.
that can get the kids back into something new.
But it's definitely more of a kid vibe type of game. Like it's definitely meant for
What was
younger audience.
It was the mascot generation. So
Yeah.
you still were doing mascots.
Still good though.
Yeah.
Doesn't take anything away from the game. They were fun. They were really fun.
But PS2 is very old now, which is crazy.
Just a bit.
Which is crazy.
Just a bit.
So seeing those games made over again is going to be like breathtaking because those graphics still look good. They still hold up.
They still hold
It's
up.
not
yeah.
PlayStation 1,
Yeah.
but to see the dramatic leap that they can do with like
Yeah.
fur and stuff like that now,
Mhm.
it's going to look really good. And it's going to look like Pixar, like how they did
Oh, dude,
Ratchet and Clank,
that's
which
crazy.
was the PS3 version of this type of game.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I don't know why I was thinking like that's Daxter and Jack and Daxter were like Ratchet and Clank, the same thing.
Same
Like, 'cause I didn't play either game, and I'm
But
like,
they're
wait,
similar.
I'm like, holy shit, they're different.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that's a different.
Which
They
is
are
why-
similar. They are similar, but yeah, they're different games.
I was like, oh,
Which
shit.
is why they need to reintroduce Jack and
Yeah,
Daxter
yeah, yeah.
because people will get it confused.
Mhm.
But I
Banjo
mean,
and
basically doing this is going to be printing money. So whoever gets this going is going to make money.
Yeah.
Especially in Europe, especially here. But I mean, it's rumored to be.
You gonna mess with it?
Steam.
I would.
Really?
Probably.
I played the other ones.
Okay.
I have them on. In fact, which
You ain't getting that with that backlog.
There's one. No. Well, it doesn't take like 50 hours to beat.
That's
so
true, that's true. Yeah,
they're
that's
pretty quick.
Yeah.
No, in fact, when I got the PS3 late, and I remember when I got the PS3, I was like, oh, cool, I can pick up some games, on the cheap, that I've never
Yeah.
played before because I never had a PS3. And as a matter of fact, Jack and Daxter was like the series that I got, and they were good. They're good.
What prevented them from calling it Jack and Dexter? Like, why'd they have to go?
Oh, man, Daxter.
I don't know, man.
Daxter's
That's
just like
the name
it
of
feels
the
weird when you say it. Jack and Daxter. You
Because
know?
Dexter's a TV show.
Once-
It's
Hold on
M-rated.
1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
All right, man.
Oh, we lost Reggie. Shit. God damn it.
It's
Well-
all downhill from here. No, I'm just kidding.
Apparently, the rumor is still saying Blue Point Games is working on that. So I'm like, damn, how many games y'all working on? How many throwbacks?
You know
and how
what's
many
messed up?
remakes?
I wanted to hit y'all up about like there was some other news that I read, but it's like not 100% yet.
Mhm.
About like it was. I think it had to do with
Well, now that we finished talking about Jack and Daxter,
yeah,
Yeah,
right?
right?
No, it was,
we'll move on to some more rumors.
no, it's like something with Sony and Sega have some shit to announce like in like a week or so.
Oh,
Like something
Sega
big.
does, yeah.
Yeah, so
Sega's definitely doing
I'm
something.
like
There was
anything
spiders.
Sega. I'm
It's
always
man
like,
spiders.
but it's probably going to be Sonic related.
and it's always bullshit though. They always
probably
they
gonna
always
be-
hype it
Oh,
up,
yeah.
and it's
Oh,
always
yeah.
bullshit. But I know it's gonna be one time where they're like, nah, we got some shit coming. You know,
Well, they have Sonic news on hold, so
Right.
right about now is when they're going to tell you.
man, I got predictions, but I don't want to.
It's either Yakuza or Sonic.
Nah, man, I'm telling you, I'm feeling there's gonna be some jet grinds.
I don't think
announcements.
Saga's announcing that, though.
No, Sega. No.
Sega's not announcing stuff
They're
like
announcing
that.
that guy again.
Sega's not announcing any retro.
That guy again.
Yeah.
that dude again. The guy's son.
spokesperson.
That's it. all.
Sega's announcing the
The
dude.
That's it all.
spokesperson's son. Yeah.
Let us announce him.
with a
Yes.
cape.
But yeah, so I mean, like I said, any remakes that they're doing right now, they better just do it now. Just do it while it's hot.
Yeah.
And don't make it a thing that's always every month we don't need a new remake. But I mean, once you get these guys out, we don't need much more. Like,
Someone is going to ruin the remake
Oh, yeah.
flow.
oh yeah,
I don't know who,
Listen.
but someone is going to take a shit on
It's-
remakes. And it's
somebody-
going to be
yeah.
like, all right, enough of this. This is
Well,
know.
it happens though. It happens.
somebody's gonna bring out Thor: The Dark World, the remake, like, and that's gonna ruin the Marvel universe. Like that's what it
Actually-
did.
Nah, it's gonna be no. Someone's gonna make a Yo Noid remake,
Yo,
and it's gonna
man.
ruin everything.
Why does that make? Why is that no? Why is that title
Yo Noid.
always brought up?
Wow.
That character is so old.
The remake.
I
the
just
Noid.
heard Reggie speak that name into existence not too long ago.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
last
Reggie, you were talking about Yo Noid.
This character
Yeah.
will never
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah, what is he
Who else talking about
exactly?
He's a
The
pedo
Noid.
with a pizza.
Not a,
He's a pedo with a pizza.
not a,
That's what he is. That's what he is.
no, he's not.
How is he not?
Why would they have him as a why would they have a pedo as a
He's
mascot?
not a.
Damn.
That's horrible, man.
He was for Domino's.
You were about
Pizza.
to say it. You were
He
about
was
to
for
say it.
Domino's Pizza. I said it was Pizza Hut.
And why'd they
For
get rid of him?
Domino's Pizza.
And why'd they get rid of him?
They got rid of him because he was a murderer or some
No,
case.
he was
No,
luring kids into the
had
truck
nothing
with
to do with
pizza.
that.
He was like, yoo-hoo, and then he...
Look it up. It had nothing to do
Man,
with
these
that.
are
Oh,
facts.
dude.
These
Rails,
are,
guys.
these are
We
facts.
went off
Oh,
the rails.
Yes, we go off the rails. You see this.
Jesus.
So let's move
All
on
right.
to the next news.
Yeah.
shall we?
Well, we didn't see what Reggie thought about Jack and Dexter, man.
Well, you started talking about the noise.
Oh, that's right.
How you gonna go
Yes,
back now?
yes.
Well, here's the thing with Jack and Daxter. I got it when I was in Korea when it first came out, and though I liked the game, I couldn't get into it the right way because Jackster. I mean, Jackster,
Jackster, hell yeah.
protagonist, which I don't really like, and Daxter's jokes were kind of like. I mean, I'm not saying they were bad, but they feel like they were forced. Like they're trying to make you
Oh,
laugh,
God.
and,
It's
just be natural,
it's for
or whatever
kids,
like that.
man. That's why I felt the same
Can't
way.
be.
Yeah.
But I did beat Jack and Daxter 2 and 3, which I thought were great
Oh.
games. But as far as the game being remade on the PS5, I feel like this generation is the remake generation. I want the next generation to kind of move on. So I would rather have a new game in the series instead of a remake because, I don't know, I just feel like everybody's doing remakes just to play it safe. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to take that, that extra idea to move on to something
Well,
new.
Sony
And
did that with PS4.
I guess-
They did Knack.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, that's new.
Remember that? That was new.
I feel like they're playing it safe because the game automatically is sold well,
Yeah.
so everybody knows that's getting a remake.
Yeah.
Okay, this will sell for us.
Yeah.
Instead of taking a chance on making a newer game. So that's what you notice in these series, man. Like as we go on generations, man, the companies they're taking less risk because they're scared of losing money and everything like that. And so that's why you're seeing a lot of rehashes, like remakes.
Same with Hollywood.
I think
No,
that
I
works for
know.
Resident Evil.
Amen,
I think
sure.
that works well for Resident Evil because it's like,
Yeah.
well, they did the right thing with part 2 because everyone was asking for part 2.
It's established.
Yeah. And they're nervous about that part 8 because they just dipped into the first person. So they're like, all right, are people gonna come after us, or like, is this a good thing to do?
It sold well.
Here goes some remakes, and we got 4 coming too. Oh, you want Code Veronica? Yeah, we got. It's like they don't know.
Is the smart way to do it is PS1. You want to remake a PS1 title now? Go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Don't do
That's
like
the generation.
PS2, PS3. I'm not sure how that's gonna do because it's not really a big
Early
it's not that
PS2
crazy.
maybe.
That's like
Maybe.
what
Maybe.
you call it? Shadow of Colossus. That was
Yeah.
remade like
Or SSX.
how many
Yeah.
times are they gonna?
It wasn't needed. It was good. Don't get me wrong.
I'm
but
sure.
that was a game for its time.
Can I ask you guys something? Going to Shadow of Colossus, man. I mean, you guys beat that game, but do you feel like it's a game you could play again? I feel like I couldn't play it again because you know what's going down. You feel
Yeah.
bad.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. So I played the original. It was majestical, magical back then. Like first playthrough is like you don't understand what's going
Yeah,
on.
it
It's
was great.
crazy. I played the remake. Obviously, it was more polished. It was less glitchy. It was better looking. But I felt like now, since games have gotten a lot bigger, it's not really that magical anymore, and it was a lot less in the game. Like it was empty. Like the world
Yeah,
was
it was empty.
empty.
Yeah, even the original felt empty
Yeah.
too. In a
But that
way.
was still a large game at the time.
But that was old programming.
Right.
That
You
was
didn't
just-
have like a Grand Theft world. Like things are breathing and everything's around you. You're running away from cars. Like this is just, I got to find the next part. And once I find that, the game starts. It's like a whole bunch of, all right, let me find this. How long is it going to take for me to find this guy?
Right.
Another hour to find this guy? Like nothing's
Right.
happening.
Barren.
So, and plus you already know, so that, a lot of the mystique
Well,
is gone.
that's what it got me. Like you know what's going down in that game because that game has a twist. A lot of people don't know that there's a twist. So once the twist is for me at least, I was like, I feel bad, playing this game now because I know what the twist is. I also, and that game was actually going to be online. There's online of the game online on YouTube. Well, how it looked and everything. So I idea into this new one that would have been pretty awesome.
right.
But unfortunately, like I said, they just want to do a straight remake and not really add. I mean, they did add more to this. Of course, the graphics look great in it, but I don't know. I think they could have just did more with it to make it more replayable.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, it makes
Oh, yeah.
perfect sense, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Like you could bring 2 people in there and play like some kind of co-op. That would have been on point.
dude.
Like,
Co-op
all right, this
makes
is why you have a
everything
both
better.
Sprinkle
versions.
some co-op on any game, man.
Yeah, it makes it better.
better.
Instantly makes it better.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
story is
Done
still
right,
worth being
yes.
told.
Yeah.
It was still worth being told, and for people who didn't play it, I mean, yeah, it's still gonna be magical for them. So I can't knock them for bringing it out. At least they did it justice.
What do you prefer out of the 3? Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, or The Last Guardian?
See, you call it Ico too. I like Ico. It's Echo though, but I like saying
Is it
Ico.
Echo?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
would
why
say
they
Ico.
say it.
I hate the
They
name
said Echo? That's
Yes.
Echo?
It's named Echo.
That's
yeah.
bullshit.
I don't know why they say it like
They
that.
I
can't
will
read.
continue to call it Ico for the life of me.
Yeah.
So. I didn't. You know what? You know what's funny? The third one, I bought that.
Last Guardian?
Yeah, Last Guardian. I bought it. I played it for about an hour and a half. I fell from something and I forgot I had it. I really just
Wow.
until right now.
So you fell from something and you fell off.
Yeah.
It took so long for it to come out.
No, I was playing it. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. I climbed something. I fell so far, and I was like, man,
I'll play it again tomorrow.
backlog.
Forgot you had it.
I
Yeah.
put it in the backlog, and I
Backlog.
totally forgot I had it.
It's happened to me before too.
Backlog.
So, I mean, based off what I played, I gotta say, Ico, because of when I bought it.
However you want to say
Yeah,
it.
because of when I bought it. It was the first title that I bought for PS2. Was it 2? That was for 2.
Yeah.
The first title I bought for that made it feel like I bought a game for that system that was worth buying for that system at the time.
I would say Shadow Colossus.
Yeah,
Me
I mean, you won't
personally,
be wrong.
I played
You're not wrong.
Ico. That game was more like you know how I feel about like art style.
It's
type
artsy.
games.
Oh yeah.
It's an artsy.
It's
type
artsy.
Of, has like a message. Like I don't do too well with those types of games.
Oh, you hate them.
Yeah,
You can tell
they
them
make
you
me
hate
mad.
'em.
like games like Flower and what's the other one?
Journey.
Journey.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
those are great. Those are great.
And listen, those games. There's an audience for those types of games. They review very well.
I love those games.
I love those games.
I read reviews, so I'm like, I read all these good reviews. I'm like, oh, these,
10 out of 10,
Those,
man.
those games are just not for me.
10 out of
I
10.
just don't gel with them. But yeah, Shadow of Colossus would have to be my.
Like I said, depends on when you play it. If I played a remake of Echo, I would love it. I'm still waiting for a remake of Echo to put it with all three of them. Make a new one. Put it together. It should have been a dual case like the first one when they remade it. Because the thing about Shadow of Colossus, they made it again.
Yes,
They remastered it and they remastered Echo.
that's why I brought it up because I'm like,
And then
why?
then they remade it.
Yep,
So that's too much for one
it's
title.
way too much.
And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the next one on PS5 when they remake Shadow of
They're gonna do it
Colossus
again.
online multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
If they add something to it like that, like you just said, that then all right, it'll be worth it. But
And to bring it back to topic, if they made Jack and Dax, if they made Jack and Dax, if they made Jack and Daxter 2 players somehow, that would be dope. That would be worth a remake.
That was great. That was great.
So let's move on to the next thing.
That was great.
let's move on.
Okay. So Skyrim grandma takes time off for her health after negative YouTube comments.
That shit pissed me off.
Yeah.
So, man, this is why it's in the news, because I want to shout out Skyrim grandma.
Yes.
So,
Who is this lady?
this is a streamer, one of the oldest streamers who stream on YouTube constantly, and she streamed for years now. She's 83 years old, and she streams Skyrim. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's a gamer, like an actual gamer who likes it and loves it. And she's been streaming. She built up her fan base to, what, 500,000? Somewhere around there.
Good for her, man.
And and she's gotten like notoriety now with the internet, and now it's bringing a whole bunch of more people to her page, and
The
bringing trolls and negativity to her page, and she had to call it. She took a break because now she's not. She's 83 years old. Leave her alone, people.
Yeah, that's,
like what's wrong with people online? Why do you gotta harass an older lady?
That's
for playing video games. Like, let her do her thing. And she's like, don't tell me how to play. Like, she wants to play her own way.
yeah, let her play how she plays.
And they're like, you got to go here. You got to go. If you're streaming and you get a whole bunch of people,
backseat
you're going to
gamer?
get backseat
Yeah.
gamers.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they're like, how come you didn't do this? How come you're not doing that? And it's,
You gotta do it this way.
yeah. And if you're an older person and your blood pressure is rising, and she said it's raising her blood pressure. She's reading comments about stuff, and it's hurting her.
Nah, man.
Because a lot of people can't, they're not built, especially 83 years old. You're not built for YouTube. You got to be able to take criticism.
There's too many toxic people.
You got to be able to push that away.
Not for they ain't built for the toxicity of the internet.
Nah, man.
No, and I wish it was different.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on.
There are people our age who aren't built for the toxicity
No,
of the
for
internet.
real.
Younger. It's
Exactly.
crazy.
Only people built for YouTube are 10 years old. They don't care. They don't care at all.
They're immune to all that stuff.
But no, cyberbullying and stuff, this is
Yeah.
awful. So,
Yeah.
like, as far as older, like, we're all going to get older. And I hope that I'm still playing. I mean, this is I'm playing games. I don't see a day where I'm not going to play games. I don't care how old I get. At some point, whatever the technology is bringing,
It's in your life.
I'm going to be like, yo, let me check this out.
You're gonna be hooked up to some suit
Exactly. I'm like, yo,
with a
please,
VR thing on your head
I'm going to have something to keep my heart going.
and an IV. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to
In
have
a
an IV.
VR world,
they're like, yo, what's he doing? What's Jay doing? Oh no, he's playing a game. It looks like he's not moving, but he's playing a game. I'm sure.
It's going to be called the Game of Life.
yeah.
He can have a toilet under him.
Yep.
It's gonna be-
Oh,
They're like, Sticks, blink if you're hungry. We'll get you something to eat.
Move your pinky. You hungry? You hungry, Sticks? You good?
But like I said, I don't see a day where I'm gonna stop playing this stuff. And like to see older people even now
Yeah.
who can step into this, even something like Skyrim. Like you think an old lady would be like Pac-Man, give me Pac-Man. Like that's
My mom. She loves that Miss
but
Pac-Man.
You think that's the furthest they're gonna go with these games. But the
Yeah.
fact that older people are getting into something as grandiose as Skyrim.
That's awesome.
I don't even get into Skyrim. Like, come on.
Gotta get her on the podcast is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and there's other people too. There's a 90-year-old streamer in Japan.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shit.
So they're doing their thing.
And
So I
leave
just-
them alone.
I just
man.
hope just turn comments off. Do you have to talk to them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you don't
true.
have to talk to these people.
That's
Just
true.
disable comments, play your games, have people watch it.
Yeah.
And she's mad. Like, she was she was pissed because she has thousands of subscribers.
Yeah.
And she only gets like 1,000 views. Like the numbers don't match. So she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you guys are here just to ridicule me, not to watch my stuff."
That's
like,
fucked up, man.
And it's crazy.
I mean, if you have like a 83 or 90-year-old person that's streaming like Smash Brothers, like, and you got Reggie in there harassing her, like telling her the game sucks, it's like, leave her alone, Reggie. Come on, like, come on, Reg.
Exactly.
Stop bothering these ladies.
What's wrong with you, man? Wow.
Here's a thing that she probably never got though. To be honest with you, you know, since she's an older lady, a lot of people were impressed with her, so they don't mess with her online. So she never had to deal with trolls like some of us have, and we know how to deal with trolls on the channel and everything. You don't really feed them, but you know her commenting about them and everything like that, which I'm pretty sure she did, obviously because she was hurt and everything. You can't really like acknowledge them.
Yeah,
that's the way you get past.
Once
it.
you say
have to
something,
learn that.
Yeah.
Because now they know that this is news that they know they got to her. They'll try to do it again, so she needs to be prepared.
Yeah.
Or have some admins in her chat that knows what the trolls are to get rid of them, so she can enjoy her stream.
Yeah, hopefully people will step up.
So you know, it's sad to hear these guys go after an older lady like that, man. Like, geez, like they should be more impressed that she's actually playing games and has an interest in them. But you got a lot of weirdos out there, man. That's all they do.
Yeah.
I mean,
You got to think of it like it's your own.
Your life's got to be pretty sad to do that kind of stuff to older ladies.
Those are
like
people who
that.
just don't like themselves, you know, and they try to put that hate onto other people who are enjoying life because they're not enjoying life, you know. It's sad. It's really sad.
So hopefully she gets some people to help her out.
They like to deflect.
Yeah.
Well, her actual comment was, my blood pressure is going insane. My stress level is way too high. I'm going to have to take control of it. Some of the comments are stressing me out way too much. And she says, I know I shouldn't let these things stress me out, but they do. That's just the way it is. So
okay, well,
she knows.
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. She knows. So hopefully
I mean,
people...
do we know what kind of comments were being said to her? Like, you know, like
well,
maybe...
You can only
They didn't
imagine.
put, they didn't
Was
put,
it just backseat gamers like telling her what to do? Is that what she's upset about? Or was it just like some real...
Probably all of it.
It's probably a
mix.
congestion of all of it. You know how it is.
It kind of all came together.
And if she's responding to people and it's overwhelming,
Yeah.
you're going to be like, come on, all right, I can't every minute of the day, you know, if you want to respond to everybody commenting to
You know what she needs? This will get her started back on her streaming because, you know, you don't want someone to leave what they're doing and they love to do. She needs to get on that Level 857 podcast, have a drink, chill out, talk some games, and get back in the motion. You know,
gotta
that's
find
what
a
she
love.
needs.
You gotta find a love.
Yeah, we got to hear
know?
her story.
Yeah, I
man.
want to
That
hear
would
her
be
story.
nice. That would be nice to
I would
hear.
love to talk to her.
To hear
'cause
her
that's
version.
awesome, dude.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely want to hear the story from someone over 80 in the gaming.
I'll give her some advice, too. I'll give her some advice.
Yeah, you don't know about no Skyrim.
Yeah.
She's probably gonna be like, that's the only game I play.
So you're gonna be a backseat gamer?
But yeah,
backseat gamers.
She'll be like, "Oh no, not again!"
like,
no,
You motherfucker. She starts cursing at
You
her.
guys
Remember the
should
worst
be.
backseat gamers back in the day?
what's that?
Like you had an arcade and someone like you're playing a game, someone's trying to be behind you telling you what to do.
Oh,
like,
hell
who
no.
are
It's like,
you? Look, get out of here.
You got to get your ass.
Like,
I already spent a quarter.
that
Get
was
away
the
from
worst.
me.
Yeah.
I didn't run into too much of that. I mean, on fighting
the
games.
dude that don't have no quarters is telling you.
If you ain't got no quarters, how you gonna tell me?
You ain't got no money.
On fighting games, they try and tell you
Because
to
you
finish
already
them.
thought.
Like in Mortal Kombat, they be like,
No,
you gotta finish
man.
them this way, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it wasn't really, it was different back then, though, because there wasn't really the internet, and you really had to get information from those backseat guys sometimes.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, how you throw the fireball?
Right.
Come on, tell me.
Yeah, right.
And then, you know, do an uppercut. Okay, you walk forward, throw a fireball. They had their own ways to do it.
It's like Street Fighter 1. Street Fighter 1. How do you throw the fireball?
yeah.
Yeah.
Was it how to who? Is that what he says?
How do you?
How to who? He don't say fireball. He's like how to who?
He said,
that was lucky.
Oh, Hands of Thunder. Hands of Thunder,
he
right?
said hands of thunder.
Hands of
How to who
Thunder.
was the Dragon Punch?
Reggie, let me ask you this. In Street
Yeah.
Fighter 1 in the arcade, around you, did they say hands of thunder
When he threw the fireball?
when he threw the fireball in your area? Did they say hands of thunder like they did over here?
Yeah,
They did, right?
They actually did. I'm
Some
trying
of
to
them.
think about
Some
it.
of them did say
sounded
that.
like they
I
did.
only found the reference one
No,
time.
wait, no, I don't know. This
I'm about to look that up. I swear to God.
I only
that's a
found
weird
one
reference.
reference.
You gotta-
I found one reference online.
because it was very it was very rare you saw a special move pulled off in that
Mhm.
game. You know, I remember the only dialogue I remember in that game is like when you lost, pretty much it said the guy was in the dialogue to you, not a chance, but there
That's what.
our fighter. I can't remember what it was, but
It was gibberish. It was probably gibberish. I guarantee it was
it was
gibberish.
gibberish.
It must have
I'm
been
trying to
gibberish.
think about how Ryu sounded when he threw a fireball, and he might have said Hands of Thunder,
On some.
but it's hard to like really because it was kind of muted.
It
in a
definitely
way,
wasn't
like how it
Hadouken.
sounded.
He said
No, it
Hadoop,
wasn't.
Hadoop, Hadoop. Sometimes too. It
Really?
was different. It was a different. Yeah,
He
it
didn't
was-
do the.
But it was different. It was different by like maybe the region of the game, probably.
Yeah. You know what? I should try them all.
I didn't know that.
I should try all the
Yo,
emulators.
stream that shit, man.
Yeah,
Stream
man.
that shit.
I should try all
Figure
The
this out.
evolution of Fireball.
We got to
man.
get to the bottom of this, man.
DJ in the chat will probably know. Sorry, Maro, do you know if that what's the difference in that game, Street Fighter 1? Oh, he probably doesn't even want to play that.
Yo, what's up with the artwork on top of Street Fighter 1? Dude,
Oh,
Y'all remember that movie Juice?
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
When they were playing Street Fighter 1, he was going against the girl and
Yeah.
everything, and he made it look easy. He was pulling off the moves and everything. But
Nah, that game is
it's
broke.
never
No,
like
he
that,
didn't
man.
pull off those moves.
That
No,
game,
he did
that
not.
game is
That's
broke.
fake. That's
Nope.
mad fake.
That was a video.
Hey, that's a remake I'd be impressed with. They remake Street Fighter 1.
Ooh.
Maybe they do that. That'd be
It would be
cool.
called Street Fighter Alpha.
I guess so.
Basically. I always wanted to do that on a remake, on a collection. But I mean, yeah, like I said, Alpha's pretty much.
He
that.
said, "Nah, no one should even play Street Fighter."
I got to do more research.
Should be
man.
wiped from the existence, man.
I got to
Dude,
do
he
more
looked,
research.
Ryu looked like Sam Kinison on top, with the artwork on the arcade. He was mad fat doing the jump kick. Looked like Sam Kinison.
He was a redhead too.
Yeah, he was redhead.
Yes, he was a redhead.
Chunky as hell. He
He's
ain't
supposed, to
hit-
be, he's supposed to be white and Chinese. Like, he's not mixed there or Japanese. Right? He was
Japanese.
mixed.
He was Japanese.
He was Japanese and
Yeah,
white.
Yeah, but they drew him. They drew him looking like a
But
white
he was a
dude.
redhead though. That made no
Ooh,
damn sense.
damn, that's a good fucking trivia question right there. But I'm gonna go with the one I already got.
Well, that's
If they didn't watch this episode,
Yeah,
then
right.
they're not
All
gonna
right,
know
I'm gonna use that for a future one. I was gonna say Ryu's last name. No one knows that.
Hayabusa.
I know it.
That'd be totally wrong.
I know his last name.
But just so everyone knows in the chat, that's not the question I'm gonna ask.
No.
All right.
But there's gonna be a question because the news is over, y'all.
Oh, we gotta. Oh shit, we got a second question.
Well, let me see.
This is an easier one.
Well, y'all in the chat, are y'all ready for the
There we
second
go.
question?
You ready in the chat?
This is easier than the first
Already
one.
in the chat?
Are y'all ready?
If I could find the exact line.
Okay.
That it's a Resident Evil question.
Don't give them hints. They're already Googling.
Nah, man, listen. Yeah, it's a Resident Evil question.
They already got
Yeah,
Resident Evil
man.
in Google now.
All right. All right, here we go.
Now tell them a totally different question.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man. The beer's catching up to me, so let me at least
Oh,
try to
dear.
get this out, all right?
Fine.
What? Shut up! What character says this line? That was too close. You were almost a jiggle sandwich.
You already answered it.
That's the easiest.
That's an easy
that's
one.
so
Yep.
easy.
Come
All
on.
right,
That's
fast
so
type it
easy.
out. You gotta
Come
spell
on.
it. You gotta spell it right.
Yeah,
Too.
got to spell right.
You gotta get his last name.
Yeah, first and last name.
Yeah, you gotta get his last name
Yep.
too. How old he is and
And
everything.
how, you have to tell me how many games he was in. Also.
Yo, I don't even know the last name. Y'all giving away mad shit already.
no,
Damn.
you already answered.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What's the
Sorry,
last
you gotta
name?
get the last name too.
Last name.
Oh, I don't even know that word.
Yeah, I gotta be.
Dude, I don't even know the last name.
They don't. A lot of people don't know his last name
Yeah,
too.
dude, I
It's
don't know his
hilarious.
last
Oh, at least
name.
Reggie knows, so he can at least look and tell us if it's
so
right.
yeah, you got it.
I know what
All
it is. I'll give you a hint. It starts with a B.
Okay.
All right, I knew
Oh,
DJ would get
snap.
it.
Somebody got it?
And no, it can't be Samaru again.
Sorry, Mario already
Disqualified.
No, you can't. You can't win
Yeah,
twice.
you can't win
You
twice,
can't get the
man.
same game
Yeah,
twice.
you can't get- yeah, nah,
Well,
man.
whoever gets it now.
Whoever types the whole thing out again.
Yeah, just copy and paste.
Copy and paste. You got whoever's the
You have to
first.
type, you have to type the whole name.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm borderline got it.
Okay,
Yep.
boy,
There you go.
congratulations.
Yo, what is his last
you should be
name?
thinking. You should be thinking Sorry Mario.
Burton.
though.
What?
Burton.
Burton. Oh, I should have
yes.
known that. Yeah, I remember Burton. Okay.
It's Barry Windham.
Barry Windham.
I wanted to see that answer.
Oh.
Borderline, give me your Instagram handle so
No,
I
I'm
can
gonna take
message you the code when I get it, please.
Cool.
What's his prize?
He's getting a Bomb Fest for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh.
And that's another bomb fest.
Yep.
Awesome game. It's a multiplayer versus type of game where you.
Yeah,
you
it's
try to-
similar. It's not the same as Bomberman.
No.
it's very different.
It's
but
its own thing.
so much fun.
Very, very fun.
And if you haven't seen it on our channel, check it out.
Very, very fun. Even if you're not good with games, it's one of those perfect co-op games. Well, not co-op, but versus type of games where
You can get your grandma to play that.
yeah,
It's fine.
like even if when you die, you can still affect the outcome of the match.
That's mad fun.
Yeah,
It's
it's
mad
very,
fun.
very fun.
Multiplayer, 4-player. It's dope.
Yep.
That's why you couldn't win again, Samurai.
Yeah, man.
Samurai, you couldn't win two of the same thing. You didn't sell it.
Really, actually, if you're really curious about the game, just look up on our channel. We have many.
It was when
many
they went up
playthroughs.
today, right?
Yeah,
Video went up today on Bombfest.
yeah, I believe so. But yeah, you can find it on our channel.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So
Fun
enjoy.
times.
Enjoy your free game.
Fun times.
and I want to see you stream it.
Yeah, man. I wish that's the one thing they have to update is add online play, because then we can have, we can have Reggie in the
Oh yeah,
in the
we
match,
throw it down. We throw it down.
Yeah.
We gotta get some. We gotta get some
What are we
online
doing?
games going too. What did we get recently
Yeah.
that's online that we can all play?
Yo, where'd Eric
we
go?
got quite a
With his
few.
non-bladder having
Oh no,
ass?
he's right here. He's on his way back. Bathroom break. A little bathroom break right there.
Now we saw you were playing a Resident Evil online. Which game was that?
Outbreak, maybe.
Was that the Outbreak one?
Oh, speaking of Outbreak, I was just playing it this weekend. They got the game back online in Japan, and there's an emulator out there, and they translated the Japanese version in English, so you can play it online just like back in the day on the PS2, which is a great experience. And people haven't had that.
Is it good?
I mean, that's like an underrated Resident Evil game.
Oh,
And they brought it back to life. That's awesome.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
But there's zombies. Bringing it back to life is so weird.
Wow.
Nah.
Wow.
So I guess we're ready for the main topic then, right?
Are you ready,
All right.
Reggie?
Everybody's ready?
Is Reggie ready?
Radical Reggie is ready.
I'm ready.
All right, cool, man. So our topic for today is RPGs you'd like to see remade.
That is.
There he is. There he is.
I know that guy.
Yeah, man.
So role-playing games you'd like to see remade based off of a recent video that Radical Reggie did. We're going to go off that. And obviously, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's got everybody talking. So
Yeah.
everybody wants to know what games that we want to see from back in the day. Like that
So many.
or similar. Also,
Oh, there's a
there's
lot.
Trials of Mana, too, that they redid over.
That's right.
I don't want to talk about that.
But I'm talking
Child of Mana, yeah, that'd be a good one.
But I'm talking about like AAA money. You can still do. You don't have to have AAA money to remake it,
Right? No, you
and
don't.
it's still gonna be awesome.
You
So,
don't.
so we're gonna go do some titles that we think deserve it. So who wants to start off with their title?
I'll start because I have two titles in mind. The first one, you guys probably already know, is
don't know
Final
any.
Fantasy Tactics.
Okay.
That deserves a remake. I know that they ported one to what was it, the Game Boy Advance,
The phone.
and they also made a Tactics 2 whatever for the Game Boy Advance, but that deserves a console remake. That the one for PS1 was one of my favorite. That game just got me so into tactical RPGs.
A lot of people I know love that game.
Consider it the
game.
best usually.
Awesome game. And I'd love to see what they would do. And even if they would have taken it in a different direction, I wouldn't be upset about it.
What style?
That's a good question, man. I honestly don't know.
like Fire Emblem?
I wouldn't be mad about
You
that.
damn right you wouldn't be.
No, but if they did that, I wouldn't be mad about that. That would be good. Another one is Legend of Legaia is another good one.
Legend of
Yeah.
Yep.
man.
PS1.
I'd love to see that one remade. That's like a forgotten title, man.
That had a great battle system.
Yeah.
I didn't hear much about the story on that though. And
Not a
obviously the
memorable story.
graphics, the graphics were what really needs to get fixed.
Not a memorable story. Actually, what was it? I had another one in mind that I've never played.
But what would you
I
want that
watched-
one to look like though?
I don't know.
Think about it.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just know it was I enjoyed playing it, and I remember it. Nobody talks about it.
But
It's
would you
just
go
like
for a more realistic approach, or would you look for like a cartoony look? What would you want it to look like?
I would say, all right.
Like,
You know what?
As in Final Fantasy VII.
I was gonna
being
say the easy answer is I would like to see it like that. I would
Okay.
like to see like a
so
Final
high
Fantasy.
quality, super
Yes,
done.
yes.
Okay.
To get that treatment. Yeah, I would like to see that. What was the other game? This RPG I've never played. I've watched you play it, 23/7, but never played it myself. Always wanted to get into it, but I was at the same time it was released. Another game was released at the exact same time, which I played, and that's damn it, that was in my head. Now I forgot it.
Yo, he hyped it up
Damn it.
mad hard.
Damn it.
And he said,
Damn
I
it.
don't know what it is.
Damn it! I just had it.
I
on
played
the
it?
right time. You played it. Big Choco also played it. We did it.
Dragon
we went to
Force?
the retro.
Dragon Force.
No, we went to the retro gaming expo. You guys took a picture with a cosplayer. She had a flag of
Skies of Arcadia.
Skies of
of Arcadia.
Arcadia.
That's it. Yes. I'd like to see a remake of that.
Okay.
I'd like to see a remake of that.
Okay.
I'd like to see a remake of that.
All
Me
I'd
too.
like to see a remake of that.
Yeah.
I'm,
Well, they recently just had
Just
Final
so just so
Remaster.
I can actually play it, and then that gives me an excuse to play the original.
They recently
so
had a
I can see
remaster of it.
They did?
Yeah, like a couple of months ago.
Okay.
But they
Wait, they remastered
what?
it?
Yeah,
for what?
Where? On what system?
let me find
Yeah,
out.
he's lying. He's lying to everybody.
I think
I
you
didn't
just
buy
made that
it.
up, man.
Why you,
I
why
didn't
you
buy
lying?
it.
Ain't no
I don't know,
remaster
man.
for Skies of Arcadia. I think they did one for GameCube.
Did
Actually,
it? Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay, I know. Okay, I thought you did like a HD remaster or
Ah,
something like that
okay.
like, recently.
I don't know
Okay.
about
But I'd like to
Recent.
get into the series.
Skies
and
of
play it.
Arcadia either needs a sequel or it needs a remake because that was a
One of the two.
that
I'll take it.
that was
Yeah.
a really awesome game.
Yeah. Grant.
I think the problem. I think the company. Well, I could be wrong about this. I think they went under,
Oh.
or they broke them up, or something like that. But I could be wrong about it. It is a Sega-made game, I believe. So anything's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, Sega is an awesome third-party publisher, and they know how to make
Yeah.
games. So I just think Skies of Arcadia has a problem of being on a dying system when it came
Yeah.
out. That's why I didn't really. They brought it out on PS2 instead of GameCube. I think it would have had a more wider
Absolutely.
audience.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely,
Without a doubt.
definitely.
it was GameCube. The other title that I got it mixed up with though was Grandia.
Oh, Grandia. Grandia had
that's
one
what-
and two had a remaster
They had
on
a
the
remaster
Switch.
recently.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Recently
the Grandia 2 was the game I was playing at the time. At the same time you were playing that.
Grandia
because
2 was dope.
They were released around the same time, and I remember playing that and enjoying it a lot.
I have a lot of Sega titles on my like most
They
of my
almost
list is
mentioned half our
Sega
list.
titles.
But that's pretty much it. You guys are the RPG guys. I'm like new
I'm-
to the whole.
I'm Sega RPGs all day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much it on my list, man.
What about you, Sticks?
All right, so obviously I'm gonna say Final Fantasy 2, obviously, because I always say that. Or Final Fantasy 4, my bad. I'm sorry. Final Fantasy 2, no, I don't want anything to do with that. So Final Fantasy 4, we're talking America, and they came out with Final Fantasy
How would
2,
you do that?
I would want it to have the full-on Final Fantasy 7 treatment. to me.
Really?
Yes, because of what
Wow, you're going back.
Yeah,
Okay.
because of what they did with the little area that they did in Final Fantasy VII Remake, I want to see them take that approach to Final Fantasy IV because that game isn't huge.
That style graphics too.
That style of graphics, yes. Because when they remastered it, they put it on. They remade it on DS,
Right.
and they had they kept the same type of graphics. It was still the miniature, Japanese characters still, the cute look. But
Super deformed or whatever?
yeah, they're still super
Big ass
deformed.
heads.
Yeah, so they didn't really change it that much. But when they brought it out for PlayStation, and they added the full motion video, and they changed the graphics to what Final Fantasy VII looks like
Right.
real people. I want that game to look like those characters in that cinema because they had the full motion in it. And I want to see Cecil, I want to see Kain, I want to see Rose, I want to see all of them represented in that way. And I want them to build on the story and the little parts that they had in there, make it as large as they did Final Fantasy VII Remake. So yeah, I want that one done completely over.
Okay.
Yes.
He said yes.
All right.
I mean, you think I would say 3 because some
Yeah.
people think it's the best of all still.
That's my favorite.
It's too large. That's why I wouldn't. I mean, like I said, if it's Magic and you say, yeah, I want it done, obviously I wouldn't be mad if that was done over.
Right.
But I have a connection with Final Fantasy IV.
They're both great.
because
They're both
it's
great.
The first Final Fantasy I played, and that music, and you know how your connection is with
And
the first thing you
also
play.
with the characters in
Yeah.
both of those games is probably like the first Final Fantasies where you're connected to the characters, and the development on each individual one is oh man, I don't want nothing to happen to them.
Yeah.
And I want them in my party, and if something happens to them, I'm upset about it. So
I think because your squad is smaller in Final Fantasy IV, they can build on
Yeah.
the characters more. So I would rather see it on that.
no, both are great games. Great games.
And then another one, a quick one, is Xenogears.
Oh,
Okay.
I want to see that
Oh, I forgot
redone
about
because that was a great title, but it has problems coming back out because there was some religious stuff in it. So that's why no one talks about it being remade because
They're on the
I'm
hush-hush.
staying away from that.
Done the hush hush.
But that was Square in their heyday when they were doing a lot of titles, a lot of different stuff. So yeah, I'd like to see that one done over. I wouldn't care if that was done in the Final Fantasy VII way.
Okay.
They can do it in a Trials of Mana anime type way because that was more anime based anyway, the way it looked. So, but I mean, with the mechs and stuff like that, I think it would suit it better than having something that looks too real. So if they did that over with that, it would be pretty damn cool.
I just thought of one that I forgot about it, and I just, as you said that, it just clicked. Parasite Eve.
A lot of
Needs-
people have been asking for that.
needs a damn
And I
remake.
honestly think it's going to happen. A lot of people have been asking
If they
for
give
it.
it the Final Fantasy.
Somebody
7,
in the chat said Parasite Eve.
Yeah,
Oh,
a, lot,
yeah?
a lot of people
Oh,
have been
there you
asking.
go.
It's been heavily.
Parasite Eve, definitely.
Yeah, a lot
If
of
they
people
give
have
it
been
the
requesting it.
Final Fantasy treatment, 7.
There's rumors, not for the Final Fantasy, but there's rumors of another, either a sequel or a
Parasite
remake
Eve.
of it.
Okay.
Of Parasite
Yeah,
Eve, yeah.
I'm hearing that.
People want to know about that mitochondria. I learned that word from that game.
Oh wow!
What the? It wasn't school. It was actually from the game.
Yeah, man. I think it would benefit from a thing. And Vagrant story too from back then.
Vagrant Story, yes, that's
That
another
would-
good one.
No, it came out too late. I mean,
It
I think
did.
I think it would do a lot better with a remake.
It did, man.
But I want to tell every title. So who's got more titles to talk about?
Yeah, right.
I got too many.
All right.
I got to get to me later. I got too many.
We're
right,
gonna
we
be
go
here
to
for another
either-
hour.
We either go to Reggie or Chaco over there.
No, go
Yeah.
for it.
All right. Dragon Force from Sega Saturn.
Good. At least you got one of mine. You got to knock some of these off.
Good one.
And Grandia 2 and Skies of Arcadia. Definitely that.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a little obscure now.
Wait,
Uh-oh.
Chuck.
Well, how do you want the
Chuck,
game?
how you want that done? How would you do it?
Dragon Force. I would honestly just upgrade the graphics. That's it.
Keep it similar, like a
I
like a
love the way
cartoony,
that
right?
game played.
You want an anime base still?
So you want it to look like Dragon Ball Fighters?
Yeah, that would look sick.
You know what? Actually, to kind of add to it, I would keep it like exactly the same format, run the same way, but
Higher res.
up those like Valkyria Chronicles type graphics, Dragon Ball
Yup.
clean inking, animation, up it. I wouldn't really change anything
Just
else.
polish the
Guilty
hell
Just
out of
Gear.
it.
polish the fuck out of
Like
it
a Guilty
and make
Gear
each
type.
characters, because Chuck, you know, like some of the like when certain classes of like the leaders would look the same, they would just be different in color. You want
Yeah.
the actual
Exactly.
design of the person.
Right.
Change their shoes.
Fuck it, dude. Change everything.
Change the armor.
Each
change the shoes,
individual
everything. Yeah.
character, each individual general or king or whatever has to look like their artwork.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And,
Like their
and
dialogue
yeah,
artwork.
that that's all. That's all I want. I don't want anything else changed in that game. Fuck it.
yeah, the way that game played was wonderful.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Beautiful game.
Next up we have from Dreamcast, Evolution and Evolution 2.
Wow.
Wow, that is obscure, dude.
Really?
This guy went.
Ooh.
this guy
Reggie's
went
like,
out
why
there.
would you want
Yeah,
that?
Reggie looked like he ate something sour right there. He's like, really?
You just changed the taste.
I really like those games.
I
Every-
never played
they
them.
were-
I never played them.
Neither have
I
I.
felt like the first one was super difficult, but second one was tight. Like I really love those games. Those characters were very cool.
You like tough.
Character design was awesome. I would just upgrade the graphics, of course.
Keep it the same.
Because I remember really having fun with the way that game played too. Both of them actually. So I would say with
Eric,
those.
you know, there's one on the Neo Geo Pocket too. I don't know if you played that one.
I didn't. I never had a Neo Geo
that-
Pocket.
It's so obscure though. Like,
There's an
yeah.
evolution. Oh yeah, there is an evolution on game in freaking Pocket.
Yeah.
I
Then
didn't play
we
any role plays
have
on that.
Blue Dragon from Xbox 360.
Oh wow.
You don't want that? Nah.
Wow. Didn't you get that?
I didn't. I never had Blue Dragon.
Oh no.
I had Lost Odyssey.
Oh no, it was Lost Odyssey. That was.
Yeah, I don't want to
Lost
remake.
Odyssey.
I don't want to remake a Lost Odyssey. You leave it alone.
I remember that. Wasn't that a
Plus.
launch title?
No,
No.
no.
Oh no.
What else you got?
Does Legend of Oasis? That's action RPG.
Yeah, that's like Zelda.
That's
Still
still,
RPG though.
that still counts.
Yeah,
That's still an
that
RPG.
counts.
That's adventure.
I got
I'd
Oasis
take
on
a
mine.
remake of that. I know that's
There you
pushing the limits, but I definitely take a remake of that.
How would you do it?
The same way it was, maybe add a couple more spirits if possible.
You want one in 3D fully?
Yeah, and maybe have armor upgrades. So you can change the look of the
That'd be dope.
character.
That'd be
Still
cool.
over? Was it Isozomic?
I don't
or
know what the
overhead?
fuck it is. It looks like it's overhead, but it's like not.
It's
like,
Isozomic, right?
It's like 3/4 overhead. It's so
Yeah,
weird.
it's very weird how they did that one.
Yeah, and
So like Landstalker.
wait, I just had that. Oh my god, why am my brain farting right now? Dude, oh my god, I had one.
What system?
Hold on. On Sega.
it's Sega.
Oh yeah, Fantasy Star Online.
Fantasy Art Star.
Fantasy Star Online, the first one. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, Fantasy Star Online
Okay.
for what? That was Dreamcast, right?
I
Yeah.
believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Did you see the new
Yeah.
one?
Definitely.
What?
Did you see how
Definitely
rickety
redo
the
that.
new one looks?
I did not.
That's
I did-
actually when we were watching it
Oh
saying
yes,
it looked
yes,
like
we saw-
Dreamcast.
We saw that. Yeah, yeah.
That's the new one.
Yeah.
The new Phantasy Star Online 2
We're watching
looks
Jammer play.
like an old game. And it
Are you
is.
serious?
Yes.
You know what about Phantasy Star Online? Like the if they did a remake of that, I think what the problem with Phantasy Star Online is they kind of like went away from like the nostalgia of Phantasy Star.
Well, it was Monster Hunter.
Like also like the attire. You know, like the attire of the characters from Part 1. I mean, they had like similar to Part 2.
you can make them, but they were more futuristic.
No, you can't make not Part 1.
You can make well, not one. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
not Part
Part
1,
two.
but it was more Part 2
Part two.
ish, which is fine with me. But like they needed more nostalgia from the Phantasy Star series than just putting the name on it, because we didn't hear any Phantasy Star music until like later on. I was like,
What you eating?
what
there,
you
Reggie?
eating over there, Reggie? What you got over there? How come you ain't sharing, man? What the fuck? He looked mad sneaky too. He was trying to do a mad sneaky.
I don't want to be rude, man.
Mad sneaky.
It's all good, man. You can eat, man.
But we caught him mad quick.
I was
As
gonna
far as
say.
RPGs go, I think that's it.
I was
Well,
gonna
if you're
say,
saying
cool.
if you're saying Phantasy
I
Star,
like that list.
if it's
Thank you.
if you're saying Phantasy Star Online though, you might as well say Phantasy Star 1.
Well,
Well, let's
you
not
said-
break my list.
You said
Well, you can go off it. Is it on your list?
Well,
Damn
I
right
just gotta-
Phantasy Star is.
Before you start, though, I just wanted to say I didn't realize, because I'm thinking of like RPG, straight up RPG, and
Yeah.
tactical RPG. I didn't think of action RPG.
No, it's not.
No.
No,
I'm not
no.
saying that it is, but I'm saying that I have an RPG, a retro RPG, that another one that everybody forgot about.
No, your turn is already over. It's already done.
But I just thought of it now. Come on, man. I just wanted to say it again. No, I'm just kidding. No, but Alundra, I want to see that made like, what is it, Link's Awakening. I'd love to see them remake that in that style.
Alundra was PS1.
PS1, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome game, man.
I never played.
Was that a Lane Stoker sequel?
It was like
I'm
a.
not sure.
It was like a Zelda kind of.
No, I know the type of game.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was a Land Stalker.
Was it a Lady Stalker
Oh,
sequel?
You say Lady Stalker?
It's a game.
Damn.
Yeah.
Lady Stalker.
It's a terrible name.
Damn.
That's
Wait, is
Reggie,
that
you know that game, right?
Lady Stalker?
Yeah.
That's a,
Which one is it again?
It's a Japanese game. I think it's a sequel to the Land Stalker. It's called Lady Stalker. It's a terrible name though.
It's a horrible name.
Yeah, that
Don't go to a
don't-
game store and ask for Lady Stalker as a man.
No, it's
title?
yeah.
Can I?
No.
Do you have Lady Stalker? What?
In chat. If you want to go to jail, search that
You gotta
title.
order that game from the dark web.
Oh wow.
from the
Dude,
dark web.
Dude, from the
It's
dark
a
web.
it's a Land Stalker game with a chick in it, but it's called Lady Stalker. It's
But
stupid.
why?
I wonder why they didn't bring that out here.
Because the people who made it was
If it was a dude in it, it would be a horrible game.
I'm not gonna look that up.
sponsored
I
by
can't do
Chris
it.
Hansen.
Chris Hansen's up in
Predator.
there. Chris Hansen all up in there.
Yeah, that's a bad choice of name.
It's terrible, dude.
Wow.
What's your list over there?
Who, Reggie?
You.
Or me?
You.
Oh, me? Fuck.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shit. All right. I'll probably start with Phantasy Star 1. I would love to see that remade. I think that's probably one of the best role-playing games ever made that a lot of people don't know about. That was like the beginning of like those awesome, good story-based character designs.
Way ahead of its time though.
Yeah, beyond. It was so ahead. Way ahead.
People like to say Final Fantasy was the first, and Dragon Warrior and them
They don't
were
know
first.
about. They don't know about that Phantasy Star 1, man. Well, how would I have it done though? Ah, shit.
You'd see the characters, right?
Yeah, I would definitely have to see the characters because they're dope characters. They're dope characters. The enemies are dope too. They're
Enemies are animated.
enemies are like larger than life, like the big dragons and stuff. It'll be really. I mean, the remix the music. I mean, music was dope.
Would you just do it like the Sega Ages titles, but better? Like the same vein?
Like a nice little cleanup.
Clean that up, but sit like you see the characters run up and hit them still, but would you?
You know what I would do if it's Phantasy Star 1? I would give it like some serious treatment, like not Final Fantasy 7 type.
But you would make it 3D
What's
though.
a comparison though? A game that you can compare it to that you would like to see it in that style of?
I would probably say, not Final Fantasy 7. I would probably tilt a little towards like a. I wouldn't have it play like it, but look like it, like a Valkyria Chronicles.
Okay.
Okay,
I
so you
love
keep it
that.
animated.
I love that art style,
Okay.
and I think that would work well for Phantasy Star 1. Obviously, see them when they attack the their enemies and stuff like that, and little rehash of the dungeons because I mean they didn't have no fucking maps. That shit was ridiculous.
Well, how would you do? Would you still do it in 3D, walking?
I would have to.
You have to.
I would
right?
think I would have to. You would have to keep
but
that
third person.
But there has to be like a little
third person.
yeah,
Like, you
third
can see your
person.
Well, they added in the new one. They had the like you can draw on the map and
Yeah,
tell you where.
that's
Okay.
fine. That's
Yeah,
fine. But
that's cool.
you gotta keep that feel of that dungeon. You have to keep that feel.
And you can't change the music.
Nope, music got to stay.
Don't
the
mess
same.
with the music.
Or either do a remix version,
an updated
selected
version.
on
Selectable.
Selectable. Yeah, it has to be
selectable.
selectable.
So they have like an updated version
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
the original.
Absolutely.
Because they have a thing about destroying the updated music for that.
Oh, they. What was that you played? Castlevania for a PS1?
Oh, Castlevania Chronicles?
Oh, that shit was.
Oh.
That music fucking trash.
Oh,
They
dude.
That
butchered.
music was trash.
Why?
They butchered the
Why?
music in that.
They said, "Oh, this looks like good music. Let me take a shit."
I couldn't play it because of that. I stopped playing. I was like,
Game wasn't too bad, but
Terrible.
the music was awful. And
I
this is a
couldn't play it.
Castlevania title? I was like, man, come on.
Which Castlevania was it again?
Castlevania Chronicles for
Chronicles.
PS1.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
The
It
game,
looked good.
It was
Didn't
I
look
thought
bad.
the arranged soundtrack was really good on it, but I never
Not for
compared it to the other
Castlevania.
games though.
not for a
Man,
Castlevania.
Castlevania music was.
Castlevania music, the standard for that music is high.
That shit
The
was
bar
diarrhea.
is raised,
That was
and
diarrhea.
game is just like,
Diarrhea. You know that
Wow.
They took the actual music and changed it so much. It
Yeah.
was bad.
Oh,
It's
it was
too
so
much.
fucking terrible. All right. Skies of Arcadia, of course, Chalk already mentioned. How would I do that? I'm not sure, man.
You have to do that.
I
anime
wouldn't
style
change
too?
anything about that
just
game.
anime
It-
style,
You
probably,
can't change
right?
the graphics.
Yeah,
Well, I
I mean,
mentioned
the way it played was great. Just update the graphics.
Yeah, I wouldn't change the fights. Just update the graphics. And
Yeah.
I know I keep saying it over and over about Valkyria Chronicles style.
Oh, you keep picking Japanese.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
Valkyria Chronicles styles, and that's probably the main theme for a lot of these choices that I have.
how about
here.
the graphics like Astral Chain?
Oh my god, it'd be beautiful. That'd be beautiful.
If they give it that treatment, that would be nice,
Beautiful.
right?
Definitely would have that.
Like Rayman.
Rayman, stop it.
Rayman style.
Stop it.
Weird.
Final Fantasy 3 for the Super
Okay.
Nintendo,
The SNES.
Okay.
which is what, 6? Was that 6?
Yeah, 6.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah.
that 6. I don't know. See, this is what is so messed up about that, because that's one of my favorite role-playing games of all time. I love the story. I love the characters. I love. Before I continue, there's gonna be some spoiler alerts before
Uh-oh.
There's gonna be some spoilers if no one's
no.
ever
We're
played.
20 years old. No spoil. It's not gonna spoil anything.
But still, there's some
Yeah,
people.
that's all
There's some people who are gonna give me shit.
I know.
Halfway through the game, when the world basically ends, like to have it in those, I think that needs to be on a larger scale. Like
Yeah.
like a big. That's a big fucking moment. I was shocked.
Yep.
I thought shit was just like, yo, what the fuck happened?
Well, that's gaming
Everything
history.
is
then.
different from that point on. You're like, whoa,
That
what
is,
the heck?
that's one of those gaming moments like that
You
really
never
was
forget.
like, this is intense. This is really intense. And basically starting the game over again and finding everybody again was like, you got to have that on, like, if you have that in today's graphics, if you do it cartoony, if you do it realistic,
Oh, it'd be epic.
it would be so. To be honest, I'll go on a limb, and this is a hot take. I think it'd be better than Final Fantasy VII. Just saying.
You might be right.
I think it would.
I mean,
I
could
think
you
the
imagine
characters are
opera
better.
scene in those type of graphics? I mean,
No, it's
that'd be, like,
possible.
outstanding.
It's
Yeah.
possible to beat
Because
it.
I think the characters are deeper than the Final Fantasy VII characters, and I think a moment like that
Yeah.
would just be like, if you build up the characters the right way, the development, and you link to them like you do in Final Fantasy VII Remake, it'll just be like, when that moment happens, it's like, oh my god, that's crazy. So I think,
Well,
that'd
the
be
difference,
awesome.
the difference of what they did in Final Fantasy VII and the remake is like the original story in Final Fantasy VII wasn't the most polished, especially when compared to something like Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah.
Right.
So to see what they did in the remake to change that,
To make you get
yeah,
into that.
yeah,
It
For
changed-
something like
which-
2 and 3 for the SNES will
means-
have you like,
it would be easier for them
Yeah.
to take 6 and make it that much more
Yeah.
like dramatic
Yeah.
because you already had the connection with the characters
Right,
in that
yeah.
one. So they can probably do better with that, but
That
it's going
would-
to take them another 20 years.
and also it was co-op.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the only Final Fantasy that
actually-
I know of that was co-op.
A lot of Final Fantasies will co-op on the low. You can always pick up most of them. I got to check.
I'm
and see
talking
which
about
ones.
like real co-op.
You can pick up the second.
Because real co-op.
Like advertised co-op.
When I say real co-op, you can go to like the control setting in part 3
And pick each character?
Yeah, and my partner can't accidentally move around with them. In part 2, I can pick up the second control and play them, but you could mess around with my shit.
Little known
You know what I'm
fact,
saying?
though. Yeah,
That's why I said
they don't know.
real co-op. But I mean, I think that'd be incredible. I have Fantasy Star 2 on here. Obviously, I I would keep it the same. Up the graphics. You know,
They did it
cartoony.
in Sega ages, man, and they kept those horrible mazes. That's why I don't
They
want
gotta
that.
do they gotta do something with the mazes.
That's why I don't want that.
Fun fact for everybody: my brother Chris, the last game he ever played was Phantasy Star 2 for the Genesis. He got so frustrated he threw the controller into a dresser, and it got stuck.
Jeez.
And now he couldn't do it. It's too frustrating.
It got stuck
Yeah, it got stuck in the dresser.
in the dresser.
Yeah,
And
Like
then
you
the
can never get
dresser-
it out.
the wooden dresser.
And then
Uh-huh.
It got stuck in there.
and
Like
then the
you couldn't
dresser-
open it.
No, like it just got. You could open it.
I'm trying
it
to
just got,
visualize it.
All right, like picture like the dresser.
Okay.
right? The drawer,
Okay,
like a drawer.
it's open
It-
or it's closed.
No, it's closed drawer. Just-
Okay,
it got
closed
stuck
drawer.
in it.
He
and
threw
it got
through
stuck in.
It got stuck in it. The wooden dresser just got stuck in it.
Damn, how hard did he freaking?
How much hatred do you have to have? And the thing is, you would think the controller would explode,
Yeah.
but no, the shit got stuck in there.
Wow.
And then the dresser actually finished the game.
No, he
Wow.
couldn't take, it was too frustrating.
Wow.
Turbo
And he-
857 had to finish it.
and he never played the game.
No, never played any games after that. He said, "Fuck it."
killed
He
it.
gave
Done
up
with it.
video games.
They gave video games. That made him.
It broke him.
The moment that stopped
Made
you
him tap
playing.
out.
Yeah,
The moment that stopped you playing video games.
That's
That's a
crazy.
topic right there.
that's crazy. man.
I got a couple more. I got Beyond Oasis 1.
Beyond Oasis.
Beyond Oasis 1. I think that needs to be brought to people's attention.
Saturn?
No, that was
Genesis.
Genesis.
Yeah, that was
Saturn was Legend of Oasis.
Yeah, okay.
Still, the graphics still hold up because it's cartoony. But I would kind of like have it. I wouldn't say as intense as. Let me let that burp go. Breath of the Wild, not as intense as that, but I would make it 3D.
Okay.
I would experiment with the 3D because they had pretty good action elements with the kicking, the flipping and slicing, and the stabbing.
Maybe add some more fights.
Yeah, more combos
combos.
to that would be pretty
Okay.
dope. I think that would translate very well. Also, the powers of your gauntlet would be. I think that would be very good in that. But don't make it as giant as Breath of the Wild. That's too intimidating for a first one. I have Shining Force 2.
Okay.
I don't think it needs a remake, but oh my god, if they did. I love Shining Force 2 because I always talk about Shining Force 3 all the time. Shining Force 2 is one of those RPGs. It's actually the first strategy role player that got me into strategy role players.
Really?
And I beat that so many times. And the funny thing is, I want to play it now.
It wasn't Vandal Hearts?
No, it wasn't Vandal Hearts. Even though I do like Vandal Hearts. I do like Vandal Hearts a lot. But I'm done with that series. I didn't have the mark on me where I'm like, I need another Vandal Hearts. No. Shining Force 2 was dope, man. The characters are dope. The moves are dope. I'd probably have it like it doesn't have to be like a Valkyria Chronicles. It could be like a Arc the Lad 2. You know, like it'd be that stuff. Doesn't have to. It could be like a PS2 graphics. Doesn't have to be crazy.
Like a Trials.
Like a
Trials Albano.
like a nice little remaster. I wouldn't say
okay.
remake. I would just say probably like a remaster. Like a Trials treatment would be dope.
HD remaster.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay.
have to be
Not a
crazy.
Secret of Mana one, though.
No, I would that graphic style would be fine, but I wouldn't even change anything how the game plays. Just do the graphics over. I'll play it again.
Good.
I'll probably play it again even if the graphics stink. Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, and Radiant Dawn.
To look like the new one.
I was
Just-
waiting
just,
for that.
Just
for you to
remaster
say
them. That's
or
all.
better. Or better.
Remaster.
Would you want it in Valkyria Chronicle? Like
What?
that? Would you want them big graphics?
Valkyrie Chron? If those
If
Fire
they went
Emblems
that
were,
far?
I would probably cry live on a podcast. I would shed tears. I would shed tears.
I want to see that.
If they did those games like Valkyria Chronicles and just changed nothing else, I would probably cry.
it. Wow.
They need to be brought to the Switch so bad.
We
like,
have to record that.
I'd be like, oh, it was, you know, them ugly
Get a
crying
live
faces.
reaction.
Hell yeah.
Them ugly. I have an ugly ass
Ugly
cry.
cry where your nose is running and you crying at
Yes.
the same time. That nasty. Thing. Yeah.
And you want to hit the person because they look so fucking ugly.
Yes.
And
would
my
definitely
last one on the list. Obviously, this is a no-brainer. Everyone knows what I'm going
Come on,
to say.
man.
Shining Force 3 for the
What a-
Sega Saturn.
Shocker.
Yeah, big surprise. Now, if you want to
No.
see tears,
You don't say.
if this is remade,
Tears of joy.
I don't even. The thing is,
You might not even play it.
I don't even. I won't even think I'm worthy enough to play this shit if they redid it.
His
I would
heart-
just stare at the fucking game like, let me just watch the intro 5 more times because I don't think I deserve this shit.
Nah, you get the package, and before you open it, your heart will explode.
Yes. You'll
Yeah.
have a heart attack.
I probably won't even get to it.
and then we have to call an ambulance. And
Nah.
then they revive you. And then you're like, oh my God. And then you have
Dude.
a heart attack.
They could do it like Valkyria, I'll be happy. They could do it like Final Fantasy VII, I'll be happy. They could do it like,
Yeah.
man, listen, just redo the graphics because they're hideous. The graphics are so fucking terrible.
The voice
And
acting.
it's still my favorite game all
the
time.
voice acting is funny.
The
though.
voice acting is terrible.
Would you keep it though?
No.
The voice actor.
I would have two choices. Yeah, two choices. You got to have the old. Keep
like
the old.
like an option to
yes,
keep
yes,
the
yes,
old
yes,
one so you
yes.
can play the whole
Give
game.
me new.
with
Give
the-
me new. I want to feel the new, but a choice.
Yeah.
Ta. Fear my Arctic blast. I mean, come on.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's some really bad.
me.
Yeah, there was some really bad voice, but it's. I'm telling you, it's arguably the best strategy role player ever made. And shame on me for not having this on my list also, because I actually just remembered another one, Panzer Dragoon Saga. That
Okay.
Jesus, that needs to
Definitely.
be remade.
Definitely, because you can't get it.
That has to be remade.
Yeah.
But I mean, the majority of my games were like Sega.
All of them? All of them? were
All
Sega?
of them.
Yeah, all of them.
But that is my list.
Okay. And I know, Reggie, you had like an obscure one that you talked about. Were there any others plus that one you want to talk about?
All right, well, I'll go over the obscure one. Of course, you guys saw that video, Shadow Madness, which was a RPG that came out late in the PlayStation's life cycle. It probably got overlooked, and maybe rightfully so. It was supposed to be a game. They advertised it as going to be like the next Final Fantasy VII. Like the graphics look like Final Fantasy VII, but
Right.
Boy, were they
they
wrong.
tried to look like Final Fantasy VII. They didn't get there, and the gameplay is pretty simplistic. I would say it's pretty easy to go through it. Spells and items are kind of weird because you don't know when you choose them or when you select them. It doesn't tell you what they are or what the item does. So that can be kind of confusing unless you learn another language in the game, which it has its own language for items and healing items and stuff like that. So it's pretty weird.
Wow.
But the story is actually really good in the game. The character development is hilarious and funny. The music is actually good too. That's the things that got me through that game. But other than that, it's kind of a mess. But I feel like that was a game that I feel should get a second chance. So I would remake it, just like updating the graphics and fixing those issues I talked about. Nothing like no big AAA remake for that one. Nah.
Right.
I mean, that'd be cool, but I wouldn't see that happen. Just a fresh coat of paint, maybe. No, not even that. Just a nice little remake and everything like that.
Make it sexy.
What about the music? Would you update the music or just keep it the same?
The music was actually fine to me.
Okay.
I like the music was very eerie and like it fit the moments and everything. So I like the music in it. And next game would be Xenogears. The reason I say Xenogears is because Xenogears was it was rushed. Unfortunately, they had to meet a deadline. And some of you guys that have played that game, the second disc is pretty much crammed with story all over the place. You're like, what the heck? Like, I'm here now. I'm over here now. You can't really explore on the second disc.
Yep.
So that would be one that I would want to get remade into where they would get it where they want it to be. Like, it was actually a longer game, and I want to play those longer parts pretty much. So as far as the gameplay, I would just maybe just a fresh coat of paint with that one because the graphics already look good. The moves came. I mean, it looked great and had animated cutscenes in it. Maybe update the voice acting because it was kind of like Canadian for the time, I guess. It was like, but yeah, Xenogears. If you guys have played Xenogears, you know how cool it is. I mean, that game is badass.
I forgot about that game. Man.
The next game would be it's stuck in my head for a second. It would be okay. Parasite Eve. Of course, you guys already brought that up. I like to see Parasite Eve 2 is my favorite one. Because it's in California. I just like that one a lot for some reason. It has a Resident Evil vibe to it. Yeah. But the Parasite Eve series will be a good one to start with because they're actually short games. So they could probably expand upon them if they wanted to. Next game probably would be, I just thought about it in my head. Oh, one of my favorites of all time, Shadow Hearts for the PS2. Shadow Hearts, at least part 2, I mean, really looked good, man. I mean, those games look awesome. Shadow Hearts 2, I think, is the best one. They're all good games, but they didn't really get the recognition they deserved. And that's always been a series that, not a lot of people have known about. Does it deserve a remake? I think it does because obviously it didn't sell well, but it got a bunch of awards and everything like that. That would be a great one to see remade.
It had a cool art style.
Yeah.
As far as remade, I mean, that one, since it looks so good on the PS2, I wouldn't mind it getting the Final Fantasy VII treatment. Updated like that.
Interesting.
I mean, it look great.
I know it's coming next.
There was another game.
Chrono series.
This game is going to be a big one too. At least I feel it is. I don't think it needs a remake, but I would like to see it get remade because I would like to play it again. And I don't know, it's probably one of the saddest video games in history. I mean, RPGs in history. That is Valkyrie Profile. See that actually get a remake, like a remake. Valkyrie Profile, man, is one of those games that I mean, you guys have played it, man. It's full of don't just to say don't get attached to characters, man, because characters are,
It's like the
are
Game of
getting
Thrones
killed.
Oh, it's like Game of Thrones.
yeah, Game of Thrones
Yeah,
of
pretty much.
RPGs.
You know, everything like that. And you know, and I felt like that game honestly was ahead of its time at the time I played it, because Enix, man, when they weren't with Square, they were putting out a lot of their own IPs, of course, and they were good IPs. Star Ocean, Valkyrie Profile. I mean, they're known for Dragon's Quest and all that stuff.
Soul Blazer.
But Valkyrie Profile, man, there's something about that game. Everybody says Final Fantasy VII has that sad moment because of Eric.
Yeah.
But nah, man, they haven't played Valkyrie Profile. You want something sad, they bring you to tears, man.
Just don't
play Valkyrie
Just
Profile.
don't get attached to the characters, man.
I never got into
Every
that.
character is, man, just like, they could die at any time.
Yep.
And I think they should remake that one. That'd be a good one to remake. Yeah. And part 2, of course. Heck, even the DS one. A lot of people don't know there's one on the DS. That's a different game.
Wow.
Did you know about it?
No, I didn't.
I didn't know about the
Yeah,
DS.
yeah.
one.
I didn't
I
know.
thought it was the
The
same.
DS
I
one is
definitely
cool too, man.
I thought
Wow.
the DS one was like the same thing, so I was like, eh.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, I ain't gonna mess with this one. And there was one more game I had on my list. Oh, well, I'll just go ahead and say it. I like the game a lot, so 1,000 Arms.
Oh,
I like to
yes.
see
1,000
remade,
Arms.
Yes.
because
I
you
love
remember
that game.
everybody thought 1,000 Arms was gonna be it was the sequel to Wild Arms, but it was its
Nope.
own thing. That's
Yeah.
what everybody said back in
Yeah.
the day. Like, oh, wow, 1,000 Arms, that's a sequel? I'm like, no, man, it's a different game.
That game
But
introduced
anyways,
me to Ayumi Hamasaki.
that was the first game that introduced me to like RPG dating,
Yep.
like dating girls in games and everything like that, because that was a big thing in Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't really have that over here in America, so that was the first game that kind of introduced me to that. So basically, in that game, you would the way you level up your weapons is by making weapons with girls that liked you. If your charisma was high enough, you would make great weapons together, special moves and all that stuff. Dates went well. You would say certain stuff to certain girls, like certain stuff. It's just like real dating and everything. So you know, you never know
That's funny.
what what's gonna work, what's gonna not, or whatever.
Yo.
So
That was a quirky title.
it was a very unique game. I felt that it didn't get I think it needed a little bit more polished, I would say.
Okay.
And I wouldn't mind seeing a remake for that one, but it doesn't need to be remade because a lot of these games are already classics, except Shadow Hearts, I think. I mean, not Shadow Hearts, Shadow Madness. Shadow Madness, excuse me. But Shadow Hearts is awesome.
You better have people
But,
come after you.
Yeah, right.
For that game.
Yeah, they'll come at me, but they're like, "What?
How dare you say that?
But that's pretty much all I got from my list. You know, I feel like those games are good ones to remake. You know, so.
Well, I got a quick story about that.
Do you guys agree?
Oh yeah, I agree.
I mean, all these are great choices. You
But
know?
I got a quick story before that
Oh, you have a story?
about 1,000 Arms.
Okay.
So you recently did something about lost game saves. So
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude.
so I was about 80% through 1,000 Arms.
Oh, Jesus.
I had some awesome weapons. I was doing my dating just fine. It was great. I had left my PlayStation in my living room. Came back to an open door. Got robbed.
Oh, dear.
PlayStation was missing. This was in college. PlayStation was missing. Memory card obviously was missing. 1,000 Arms, which was in the system, was missing. So all of that progress lost. Never picked up the game again. I wanted to beat it. I was so close. All my stuff was gone. Final Fantasy, all those saves, all that stuff is gone. Put 40 hours into almost all of them. All of it's gone. Never played it again.
Wait, you just walked out? You saying you walked to the bathroom and came back and like?
No. I was out. We were out. We came back and the door was busted and like half the stuff was gone. Just my PlayStation was gone, but a whole bunch of like DVDs and stuff. I had a roommate.
So your roommate's stuff was most of his
Most
stuff
of his
was
stuff
gone.
was gone. He like damn near accused me of stealing. I didn't do it.
You're like, wait a
I'm gonna
minute.
steal the PlayStation from myself.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna steal my own PlayStation.
You'd be a horrible thief if
I'm
that
gonna
was you. Like, yo.
stage my own fucking
Yeah.
shit.
But no, that went missing, and my Neo Geo Pocket and my Sonic and like
Oh,
my
damn.
Match of Millennium, all that stuff gone,
Shit.
gone.
You guys were being watched, man. They took the video
Yeah.
games,
Yep.
man. They must have been.
I went to the
don't
pawn
have
shop.
any games in
I went to the pawn shop, seen
There.
half of it there.
That's somebody who knew y'all. I'm
dude.
telling you, somebody.
Oh,
knew
yeah,
y'all.
definitely.
I had my PlayStation.
Oh
one.
yeah, definitely.
My
Definitely.
PlayStation, my PS1 was stolen from my house, man.
But that's why I didn't finish 1,000 Arms. Pissed me off, man. That was a great game.
Well, yeah, 1,000 Arms, man. Hopefully you get back into it one day, man. I felt like it's not that long of a game. It's probably around a 30-hour game.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, but it's hard to go back and play certain games like that because we're used to different RPGs now.
Yeah.
Unless you have a nostalgic feeling for it,
I couldn't
you
do
know,
the dating
you
again.
might-
There's a lot of. I did all that right.
the-
I can't do it again.
the dating,
It's brokenhearted.
it's
man.
fun
I
and
know.
everything like that. I know it sucks. I had my only time I got my stuff stolen from me is when I took it to school. So we had a day at school where we were like everything was like a chill day. I forgot what it was called at the time, but you know, classes were all like party and everything like that. This was back in high school because we were getting to graduate, and I took the PlayStation to school and said, "Hey man, I got this Resident Evil game and everything like that," and she wanted to show it to everybody, and I was showing them. They were, "Wow, this game looks great and everything," right? So it was weird because in the classroom we had some new people that were hanging around in our classroom. I was like, "What the heck? Like, who are these guys?" But anyways, I was in there playing the game and everything like that, and I brought Resident Evil 2 and Tomb Raider 2, and those were
Those
I
are
had
good
Resident
games.
Evil 2 in the system, and we turned it around for some reason because the teacher was talking to us about something, and we moved over to the other side of the classroom. I came back to my PlayStation. They took my Tomb Raider 2 game, and they took my memory card out of the system. So luckily they didn't take the PlayStation.
Damn.
And they left. But that data is precious, though. You know what
You'd
I mean?
rather have the
Like,
memory
Yeah,
card.
you'd
Snatch
rather have the
that
data.
shit. Yeah, data's more
man.
important.
Come on. There was
So-
no cloud saves back then.
Nah.
Yeah, he left Resident Evil 2 in the system, or he just didn't have time to get to it because we were coming back.
Right.
But I was like, dude, I couldn't believe this, man. Like, you can't have nothing because these broke fools want everything you got.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I ended up finding out who it was and got him back, though.
Oh,
You
yeah?
know,
He never.
Had
breathed
he had
another
a
breath.
backpack, went and grabbed that and tossed it. So he never got that back. So yeah, that's what you get for taking my shit.
He's like, I got
But,
him back. We won't talk about him.
Yeah.
He's 6 feet deep right now.
They'll never find the body.
They'll never find that body.
He's erased.
Man,
from
it's like you can't trust nobody because they
Nah,
want
man.
everything you got.
Mhm.
It's like, dude, come on,
Dude.
man. Like,
I know the
I
feeling.
mean, I
man.
barely had any money back then, so I was lucky to
Yeah.
get a memory card or a game
That-
or whatever like that. So, but
That's why you
Yeah.
gotta own a Crackdown 3. Ain't nobody taking that shit.
yeah, you leave Crackdown 3 around. No one will take that. Man.
Nobody's
That's
taking
what I'm
that shit.
With a sign that says "Take me, please."
Take me, please. Ain't no one taking it.
It's still here.
I don't
It's been a
want
month.
it. Fuck am I gonna do a Crackdown 3?
Nah, I had a PlayStation 1 stolen from me,
regrets.
and I had a Sega Game Gear with like 4 games. I had the little Sega holder or whatever. It was like a bag where you put the game.
A little.
All of it.
You said
All
little.
of it. And
It's a game gear.
well, all right, yeah. Well,
you
little
had a
for the-
massive bag
Well-
to carry this game gear.
it was like a backpack. No, but I had that. I had the battery pack also. Because the thing would kill batteries.
Oh hell yeah.
You have to have.
got
it.
like
That was
2
That was like
hours.
2
essential for
hours.
that.
8 batteries.
Yep.
Love that thing. I got it for my birthday. I remember, and I don't remember exactly like how it got.
Somebody else got it for their
Somebody-
birthday.
Yeah, somebody else got it.
Exactly. Someone else got themselves a birthday gift.
I just remembered it was just gone, gone, man. They took it.
They got the Alvin edition.
Horrible, horrible, man. Horrible feeling. Yeah, yeah.
Reggie, I'm surprised you didn't say any Chrono games. Chrono Trigger or Chrono
Oh,
Cross.
yeah.
Well, here's
Yeah,
the
I was
thing,
gonna
though.
say,
I
no
see.
one said Chrono Trigger?
Well, here's the thing. Chrono Trigger is already like a masterpiece. So when it comes to that type of game, I'd rather see a sequel and then go into Chrono Cross, which is a somewhat sequel to it.
Yeah.
That game was damn near perfect to me, man. I mean, seriously, I don't really see it needing to be remade. I mean, the presentation of it, the music was fantastic. The character. Now, they had too many characters in it. That's what the only thing I would say is bad about it. So you didn't get that good character development with certain characters. But I like the characters that were the main characters, like Surge and Kid. And Glenn was my other third character I would always use when you get a chance to use him. The whole thing with the alternate dimensions was fantastic. They wanted to do something different besides time travel, which I understand. But I would rather see a sequel to that series because those games are damn near perfect, man. You got to admit. If they did want to remake it, why not? Because if they remade it, they would bring it to a new audience, and then if they made enough money, they would say, "Hey, let's make a sequel to these games."
Yeah.
So, I can see that happening. But as far as right now, I mean, I don't know if Square ever wants to mess with those games again, man. For some reason, they're just avoiding it because we've been asking for sequels or remakes for years, and they're just like, "Huh? What are you talking about? I can't hear you." So,
Yeah, Chrono Trigger's a weird one, you know, because like that doesn't pop up. I like that game a lot. I thought that was an awesome role playing game. I had little issues with the story towards the end. I thought there was some things that weren't resolved that they didn't resolve. And
Well, you know what it's supposed to be?
they kind of resolved it. Are you talking about the regular Chrono Trigger?
yeah, regular Chrono Trigger with Shala disappearing and shit like that.
If you play the DS version, they fix a lot of those issues and they make it lead. They make the game. They answer a lot of questions and they lead it up to a Chrono Cross, which helps out a lot. You should watch the ending on YouTube and you'll kind of see how it goes. And it fixes a lot of issues, but at the same time, it leaves a lot of things open because obviously when you play a game that's a somewhat sequel, you want to know what happened to the previous characters.
Right.
And Chrono Cross, they keep hinting around the characters from the first game, but they don't show you where they're at.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's annoying.
Wow.
And that's what I hate about the writing in those games. Like, dude, we want to know what happened to the first people.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
You
He's
know,
in
like that.
Dragon Ball.
So
He's in Dragon Ball.
Somewhere.
they always leave it like up in the air, which is annoying. But they try to fix a lot of those issues with that game. But I think the reason why they don't want to mess with Chrono Trigger is because the team they had a dream team make those games. I can't pronounce his name. It starts with an N. He was a Final Fantasy composer for 7 up
Namaru?
until 9, I believe.
Nobuo Uematsu.
Thank you. He was one of the people who worked on the soundtrack for the game, I believe. I hope I'm right about that. The other guy, Akira the guy who draws Dragon
Akira
Ball.
Toriyama.
Thank you.
Yo, Chalk be dropping them names,
is
yo.
good with names,
Showing
man.
them names,
And
yo.
one more guy I can't think of, but that helped make the Chrono Trigger game. So they had this dream team of people, and they only two of them are gone. So there's only one more left, and he was around when they made a Chrono Cross. But I don't even think Chrono Trigger made that much money for them, to be honest with you. So they're probably not interested. They're always interested in numbers. And if a game doesn't bring the numbers for them, they're like, nah, it's dead. Nobody likes this game anymore. That's how they think.
Right.
Even though Chrono Cross, well, you know what's weird about Chrono Cross? Chrono Cross became a greatest hit.
Yeah.
And Square is still selling. Square Enix is still selling copies of greatest hits copies sealed.
Yes.
For like $15-$20. So it's like, damn, they got a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just don't feel like they want to make the effort anymore into those RPGs. They just want something that's going to be easy to make and make them a lot of money. So all the creativity is pretty much gone. So it takes somebody to step up to probably want to do a project like that. But then again, they don't think it's worth it anymore. That's why you don't see. We should have seen a sequel to those games already by now. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You think somebody with money wouldn't and the passion to want it would just say, just do it. Somebody do it. I'll give you the money. Like somebody rich has to love that.
Yeah.
And funny thing is, if someone tries to make it, they quick to shut them down. They see a fan project like this guy working on Chrono Break.
Yep.
They
They're
tried.
like, what? No way. He can't do it because we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You can't do it either.
We're not gonna do it. No one's doing
No
it.
one's doing it.
Did you know?
Not on my watch.
Did you know what Chrono Trigger was originally? Secret of Mana was supposed to come out for the Nintendo PlayStation on CD.
Oh.
Like
yes.
That's why
Yes.
the main characters look kind of similar.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do Secret of Mana when they got rid of that CD system.
That makes sense.
So they cut a whole bunch of stuff from the story,
Interesting.
and they made Chrono Trigger with that story.
That makes sense.
And that's why it happened that way. And
That
then they
makes so
both
much
ended
sense.
up.
Dude, I need
being
to
their
read
own
about
thing.
that. That's very interesting.
That
Yeah.
makes so much sense though.
Yeah.
Merge
But-
them.
Because
Better put them back.
Put them back together.
Get a real Secret of Mana.
Wow.
hell
Or Mana. Sorry.
Mana. I hate mana. I hate mana.
Secret of Mana.
Mana.
man,
I forgot the reason. Why did Nintendo do that to Sony? Like they broke up the deal without
they
even
went
telling
with
them?
Because Panasonic was like, yo, we'll do it for less money.
yeah,
And then they came out with what the
3DO.
3DO,
Cheaped
right?
out.
Yeah.
The 3DO. Yeah, yeah.
Ooh. And then they licensed their freaking.
That's why you got that Mario and Zelda game.
No, don't
It
even.
was Gold Star,
Hotel Mario.
Panasonic, and what was the other company? I forgot the other company, but
If you want to see something funny, if you never saw, I'm pretty sure you probably did, but if you never saw the Link, the full motion video cartoons from those games, they just have the whole thing on YouTube.
Those are bad. But they're
That
funny.
art
though.
is
They're
so-
funny.
You will laugh your
So
ass
weird.
off.
Thank you.
No, awesome.
Well, what I really liked about that system, the Hotel Mario was hilarious.
Yeah.
Miss Mario sounds like maybe he's from New York in that. You know, maybe the voice is a little bit different and everything. I mean, that's hilarious.
That's what happens
I
when you
thought that was
license your
actually a cool
games
one.
out, man.
They butchered those
They
licenses.
took a shit on both of those.
Nah, they say, yo,
shit.
That's the last time Nintendo has even made a
Nintendo learned their
movie.
lesson though. They never did it again.
They did Mario,
Well,
Super Mario the movie, and then
It's good that it's kind of good that they did because Sony was able to branch off and do their own thing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I couldn't imagine what Sony would be like now.
Yeah.
They made a deal with Nintendo, and games would be a lot different today.
You still would
At
have
least
good
the
music.
Fifth generation would be.
What was the line that he actually said? Was it awesome or was it thank you?
no, he said thank you.
it was thank you.
Mad times.
Or thanks.
Thanks.
Yeah. Here goes the sword for some. Oh, thanks. Like what?
That's why Link never had a voice.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that game was terrible.
Dude, they were animated like they were on drugs.
Oh my God, that was
Acid.
acid.
Like,
coke.
acid trip.
That was too much.
Awesome
man.
to watch though. If you
Oh,
get
I
a
had a-
chance, watch that.
That's hysterical.
Before we go,
From the chat, Borderline was
Chat.
saying, "How about Earthbound remake, where you can buy more than one item at the same time?"
I was always dreaming of an Earthbound remake where it's actually part 3.
Mother 3. Yeah, I think that's what everyone's been asking for like the past 10 years.
There's a fan-made Earthbound game that they actually changed the name of, so it's not gonna get taken away.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it's gonna come out, and it's very inspired by.
I still
It's
think
called
they'll do
Not Earthbound. No, I'm
I
kidding.
still, I
Oh,
still,
father.
stop it. I still think Mother 3 is happening. I still think that's.
It's
gonna
gotta, man.
It's
Come
gonna happen
on.
on my PlayStation Portable. It's gonna happen on there because there's a translated version of it.
I mean, I wonder how much they have got of the original version of Mother 3. Because remember, it was supposed to be on the Nintendo 64 disc drive, I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wonder how that version would have came out if they had done it.
People have been begging for that.
It would have looked bad. I know that for a fact.
N64, that would have been ugly as shit.
It would have looked just
Is
like
it?
that.
Oh.
That would have been
yellow giant. What's that game?
Yellow Giant.
Yeah, it's a Japanese game where you're a yellow giant. Came out for the disc system. You know,
That
it's
was-
like
yeah.
Dushingi or some
Famicom.
weird name.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's only in Japan. Yeah.
It would look bad. It would look bad.
The N64 graphics, you can't fuck with that.
So we had quickly. We had John Riggs on, and he said that you had a story about a Saturn
Oh yes.
and a book bag
Yes.
that you had to tell.
Yeah.
That
He
was-
started telling the story, then he stopped himself, and he's like, "No, you got to hear it from
In
him."
a book bag?
Yeah.
No, it was actually a Sega CD.
Okay,
Oh, Sega CD.
it's not
Yeah,
as
that's what
funny now.
John did. It's a hard story, but I'll tell you guys how it went.
What
So,
happened? What happened?
Over my lifetime, I've owned 4, maybe 5 Sega CD systems.
Damn.
It's like an
And
Xbox.
my first one I got from school. A kid wanted to sell it to me for $10. He had a Sega CD and he wasn't using it, so he gave it to me for $10 at school.
Wow.
good
I
deal.
couldn't believe it. I was like,
Wow.
yes, I got one.
Wow.
Yeah. And, because a lot of people were transitioning out of the Genesis stuff. They were going PlayStations. Nobody wanted to play a Sega CD, hooking all that up,
Right.
find the plugs for it and everything like that.
Right.
So he gave it to me. And I had Sonic CD for it. And I ended up getting Final Fight CD and one more game I can't remember right now. But those were the main games I played on the system. And I wanted to take it to my friend's house and show it to him. Like, man, Sega CD is awesome. He's like, man, don't bring that shit over here. And I was like, dude, come on, you'll like this stuff. Come on. And I brought it over his house, which I regret to this day.
Oh.
So I hooked it up, got it hooked up. It was annoying because you have those fat plugs and everything like that. We had to find a place to plug it up.
Mhm.
And when I was leaving, because I would catch the bus home, I had the Sega CD in my backpack because I always had my backpack on me and everything ready to go. And the bus was coming across the street. And I didn't want to miss the bus because, you got to wait for like another hour. I was like, man, I don't want to wait. So I ran across the street, but I didn't know my zipper on my backpack was open. And when I got to the other side, that thing fell out and smashed onto the ground, man. I couldn't believe it, dude. I was like, dude, it's smashed, dude. Like, it's not even like just fall out.
Million
It's like-
pieces.
Dude.
Damn.
yeah, so the backpack must have tipped out because the weight of the CD part was on the outside, kind of tipping out.
Yeah.
And that thing just flipped out, man, and landed on the top and busted, dude. And I was like, man,
You saw it in slow
I
motion.
couldn't-
Like, oh.
no, I didn't even see it in slow motion.
Oh,
I just
no?
heard the sound. I heard the sound. I turned around.
Even
and
worse.
It was dead on the ground. I picked it up. That thing started falling apart like a CD top was all busted. I was like,
Oh, sad,
man.
it's
man.
horrible, man.
Did you make it to the
sad.
bus?
And I caught the bus still, but I was heartbroken.
Dude, I would have
because
cried. Man.
I wasn't.
I
I,
would have
I,
cried.
I thought I could fix it and everything when I got home,
Yeah.
but when I saw how smashed up it was, man, it was over.
Shattered.
Man.
Man.
My bad luck for Sega CDs that started after that day. I got my second one. The laser went out on it. The
Damn.
third one,
Damn.
I forgot what happened to that one. And my fourth one started having memory issues, and I just ended up just getting rid of it.
Wow.
Damn.
That's my Sega CD story. How
Dude.
what happened? It sucked, man. And I'm kind of feeling how I felt back then when it happened, man. Because like I said, I got lucky to get that system for 10 bucks, man. If I
yeah.
tried to go out and buy a
That's
Sega CD at the
crazy.
time,
Mhm.
I think it would have been like 60, 70 bucks, maybe a little bit more than that at the
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
because it was still somewhat relevant.
Right.
But I didn't have no job. I wasn't making no money.
Right.
I go ask my mom for the money. She laughed at me. Like, that's how it really wasn't happening. So that was it.
You know what's funny?
Wow,
You see the
man.
difference between Reggie and John Riggs. John Riggs like, yeah, ask him about the story, man. Happy. And then Reggie's like, man, I don't want to talk
it's like,
about
this is
this.
painful, man.
It's
I mean,
complete opposites.
luckily-
Complete opposites.
Luckily, luckily it's not like. I mean, I can think about that stuff because it hurts still.
That
you know?
hurt. That will
I
never
can
go
still
away,
have
man.
safety to
I
this
felt
day.
the pain while you were
I
telling.
mean, the last incident that happened to me was I'm sure you guys heard about the popsicle incident
Yes.
that happened to me. Did I tell you about that?
Which one? The popsicle? No.
What?
I didn't hear
No,
that.
y'all, you guys didn't hear about that?
No.
No.
So I was doing a flux of videos at the time when I first started taking the channel seriously, and I ate a lot of popsicles back then. You know, I just liked popsicles because they were good and everything. I stayed up way too late editing videos, and I wanted to do one more video. And the video was about me talking about a Double Dragon 2D arcade game, how I like the soundtrack for it. And I had 2 popsicles, and it was like, I think 1 or 2 in the morning when I did the video. So I said, let me go make this video real fast, sit and make it. And I set the popsicles down right here. I laid them next to my PlayStation 1 games, but they were in the packages. They were sealed. So I was going to pick them up right after I did the video. I ended up doing like 3 takes on that video, and I was so flustered after it. I just got mad and grabbed my phone and left the room and turned off all the lights and forgot about the popsicles. I didn't go back in there until 2 days later. I wanted to grab a PlayStation game. And I reached down there and said, what the heck? What is this shit about the PlayStation game? And I noticed, because I have a red cabinet that the PlayStation games are on. And I noticed those things had like freaking leaked all in there. But not only did they leak, because obviously there's barely any water and it's like corn syrup and stuff like that. So it turned to the slurpy residue that not only just got into the games, but it kept going. It got in between the games, like in the booklets. And when you have a black and white booklet, it sucks up that moisture because it's not
God.
Yeah, it got all in there. It was like the worst thing you could ever see, and it ruined a lot of that stuff. And I was like, dude, this could happen to any other system but the PlayStation 1 stuff. Like, why did that happen to this stuff? Couldn't believe it. And it happened to where all my fighting games were at. So some RPGs too, but I mean, it was brutal, man. I mean, seriously, I was like, dude, I couldn't believe it. I was like, dude, like, I was just shocked.
He never had a popsicle ever again.
I had a popsicle after that, dude.
Too painful, man. Too painful.
Italian ices from now on.
That was the worst thing, dude. It was. I'm serious. Like, when it comes to PlayStation stuff, that's where the heart is. You know, that's where going back to like
that's your shit right
school
there.
And everything.
That's your thing.
I recovered from it, thankfully, and I actually got the last game replaced a couple months ago. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I got lucky and got that replaced.
There you go.
Because that's when the games got damaged. And you know how much that game goes for replacement. It's like $200. So
Damn.
Yeah.
I got everything replaced. Everything is good to go now. I think I have one more game that got messed up. That's X-Men versus Street Fighter. But I'm not really worried about it though. I mean, like I said, I got most of them replaced.
For PlayStation,
and now I know
thank goodness.
not to eat in the game room.
Done.
So
Damn.
Wow.
ever.
That reminds me of my
Street Fighter was a classic.
that reminds me of my anime collection, my VHS. So they were all stacked in the basement, stacked on top of each other, at my girlfriend's house. Why was it there? I don't know. But a flood had happened in her basement. Got halfway up my collection
Floating.
on all of those VHS
That's a wrap.
tapes.
That's a wrap.
So water and VHS tapes don't go together.
No.
So I came back and she was like, "Yeah, all these guys wet," and she don't care. She don't care about that.
ain't her shit. So
Yeah,
she's
it's
like,
not
whatever.
hers.
And if you know how much anime was back in the day on VHS,
Oh my God, VHS.
Yes.
2 episodes for like $50.
Yeah.
2 episodes for 50
crazy.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to have a flood happen and kill like 20 of those, and you're broke.
You just want to jump in the water and be like, fucking kill me.
No, I got a hair dryer. It was like, yo, I gotta save
got a
these.
big
Melting the tape.
I gotta save
You're making it worse.
No, I actually
did?
dried most of them out, but obviously the cases and stuff were wet, so it was
They
it
worked?
messed it up. Yes.
You could keep them uniform
did?
like you want to. Like
can't,
showing the art
yeah.
and everything. Like how Dragon Ball, the series was. You can see the dragon across the
Yeah.
tape.
Yeah.
Tapes.
No, they were
Yeah.
trash. It was garbage.
No.
I still have some, but the cases are like white. Like there's no there's no picture on it. No
It's like a
more.
remnants of what it was.
Here's another thing too about that whole popsicle thing. I didn't tell anybody this though, but even though it got my PS1 games, it still kept going from that point on. I didn't notice until like a month later.
Wow.
Under the other shelf are my PS2 games. It leaked onto those as well.
shit.
But what saved them was funny because I have the game stacked 2 rows on top of each other, and then there's a little bit of room where you can just lay a game down on top of those games on top of each other.
Yes.
It spilled onto my Blood Will Tell or Clock Tower. Yeah, Blood Will Tell, and it formed a circle on the top of the disc, like on the cover. So basically it formed right on here before it died out.
Ah.
If that game was
So it
missing,
caught it.
it wasn't there. It would have got down to the games and damaged some more games in between the cracks and everything
Oh
like
my
that. So
God.
that game saved me,
Wow.
saved my PS2 collection. But
Look at that.
like I said, man, I know after that happened, I was like, never again.
Evil popsicles, man.
What if it was Crackdown 3 that saved it? Let me stop.
Hey, Crackdown 3, you can't stop
Yeah,
Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3. Wow, maybe I would have put it.
I
in
got
a
it
phone or
digital first of all.
There would have been a
I got
crackdown
it for
the
free
whole
second
set.
of all. And I'm enjoying it, okay?
Oh, good, good.
Jeez.
Well, if your PlayStation 1 games were the original ones, that were the bigger ones that weren't the
Oh,
jewel
in the
cases,
jewel
then it might have
case.
saved
They were
it.
they were the ones in the jewel cases. My long box ones are in another cabinet under my television because they take up too much space. I have I think I have almost 30 of them.
I have
So they were
one.
in a different spot. And thank God it didn't hit the imports either, man, because that stuff was hard to get.
Ooh.
But,
Oh, yeah. I remember waiting for trying to get Dragon Ball Z Legends for Saturn.
Oh, wow.
oh man,
It took me like a year to get that game.
That was
Yeah.
very
Like,
tough to
it was that
get.
long? Wow.
That game was very tough to get.
Did you rent it or we just?
I think we
You
had
guys
it.
have it.
I think we had it. I don't ask me where it is now.
I was gonna say you guys still have it.
I need to
It's
find
probably
all
not-
your old stuff.
You guys have it
It's in
somewhere.
one. It's either the garage attic or this attic.
You need to find your Saturn game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We still got a lot of those
You
old
guys
ones.
have a good Saturn collection, man.
Yeah. Shining Force
Yeah.
3.
Yo, man.
That's still like one of the
Oh, wait,
coolest
hold
Dragon
on.
Ball games ever.
I just thought of another RPG that should get remade.
Uh
That's our show for today, folks.
oh. Say it real quick, John.
For Saturn, Magic Knight Ray Earth.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Really?
I forgot about
Okay.
it.
Yeah, really.
He said, "Really?"
I stand by my decision.
At least you didn't say Beyond the Beyond.
Damn.
It's too much dialogue in the beginning for me, but that's a good game though.
I haven't played it in forever.
Do you remember how long it took for that game to come out though? It was the last Saturn release in America, and they kept having so many delays with it. I didn't think it was going to come out,
Yeah.
and it finally did, thankfully.
That was Working Designs, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But wow, man, that's like crazy to think back to those days.
And that was
The
one.
last Saturn game
I
released
think it was one
in
player,
America.
even though it was three
Supposed to be
characters.
three,
It
but
looked like
it's
it was
one
supposed to
player.
be three, but yeah, that's why we were intrigued. I'm like, oh, 3-player? No, that shit was one. Man, fuck y'all.
No co-op for
Fuck
that.
y'all. Oh, so are we ready for the third giveaway?
I mean, how's
All right.
chat? How's chat doing?
How's the chat doing, Chalk?
There's 14
Yeah,
people in
there's
here,
17 people watching it right now, so
Okay.
All right.
So besides the
Oh,
two
my
who
glasses
won,
on. Okay. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So,
let's up chat. What's up, chat?
yeah.
going on?
We're about to. What are we giving away?
Well, it's same thing.
we got another.
We got the last Bomb Fest code
got another code,
Another
for
Bombfest code.
for Nintendo Switch.
and this is gonna be up to Reggie.
Reggie,
Yeah.
so if you want to just
Me.
Reggie, if you just want to pick somebody, or hey, if you want to come up with a question on your own, by all means.
Yeah, man.
Everybody in the chat, who wants Reggie to pick them? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Raise your hand.
Reggie's got
Borderline and Sarumaru, I'm sorry you can't win again. I'm sorry.
can't win the same game twice. Like, come on, man.
We appreciate y'all though.
This is Reggie has all the power right now. He could do whatever he wants.
Reggie, you can tweet this. You can tweet it out. Tell them to come to the show.
Yeah. You could think of a question, or you could just pick
So
somebody.
think of a question, the answer. Okay, I'll think of something real fast.
Ooh,
It'll be video game related.
hell yeah.
It will be okay. Let me. I'm trying. I just got like flooded with a bunch of
I want.
ideas.
Double Dragon 2 the arcade.
Yeah.
Dude, and go back to that real fast, man. I love that game. I even like it better than the NES one, man.
That's our
because
show for
it's
today, folks.
Okay. Well, I'll ask a question related to Double Dragon 2 the arcade game.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Oh,
fellas.
Uh-oh.
That's
Okay.
a tough one.
In Double Dragon the arcade game, Double Dragon 2 the arcade game, what year does the Polaroid say at the end of the game?
Oh damn!
Wow.
Oh damn! You dropping them hard questions.
Wow.
You got an ending
Whoa.
question.
Oh
Yo.
shit!
You're about to win a TurboGrafx 16.
Yeah, word.
Everyone is on YouTube right now.
You
Yeah.
have to say the whole year.
Oh, shit! I don't even know that.
Dude.
I don't know that either.
20XX. The year is
Can I even find
20XX.
that?
Don't even say that because that might be right.
Yeah, right.
Don't even give them.
No.
20XX.
Yeah.
Yo, I legit. I'm looking it up right now. I have no idea.
Same here.
And the winner. Oh, let's see.
Well, Well, how would you even know if it's?
I just want to see an answer. Ain't nobody got an answer yet.
I wouldn't even know. What
Yeah, everyone's like, "Come on, Reggie!" The
You got to play Double Dragon 2 to beat it to know.
yeah.
Maybe that's too hard for everybody. That's too old school for them.
Nah, they're gonna have to earn this one.
Yeah, for real.
They're gonna have to play through this. Hope you got a save state.
Oh wait.
You found?
Yep, I think I do. Yep, I got it. I got it. Yeah.
You got it. Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
The year or like the full date?
You said the full thing.
Full thing? Full date?
That's crazy.
You can't win.
No, I'm just man. Listen.
The year.
Oh wow, dude, that doesn't.
You
Dude,
guys
that
are-
looks like Rod Stewart ending.
I know,
He
right?
looks fucking terrible. What the fuck did they do to him?
Well, that's
He looks like a douchebag.
Oh man.
Oh my god, what they do to them?
Anybody in there?
Yo, tell me it doesn't look like Rod Stewart.
I don't know the answer. I mean, Reggie, if you watch,
Dude,
I figured Jason would get it. Overthink got it.
Overthink got it?
Oh, you got it? Overthink got it?
Ah,
Sure.
nice.
Okay.
All right.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, because he's the only one in the chat I think is old school like me. So all these other guys are probably like hella young.
They're like Double Dragon Neo Geo.
Damn it. What is this?
You mean the
But like I
cartoon?
said, you only know that if you beat the game. And if you saw live streams on my channel, I used to play Double Dragon 2 all the time on my PS4 because it's one of my favorite arcade games of all time. And you know what's cool about Double Dragon 2, the arcade game? It's not
Nothing.
like all like happy like the Nintendo version. Like
He said
where
all
gets-
happy.
Marion gets, she gets killed and then like all of a sudden she's resurrected at the end. Like, how did that happen? In Double Dragon 2, the arcade game, it's raw. She gets shot dead in the streets and you're out for revenge, and that's it. There's no like her coming back or nothing like that. It's real.
Am I
And
looking
it's
at the
actually
wrong?
traumatizing seeing that when I was young. I'm like, wow.
Am I
dude,
looking at the wrong picture? Because they look all happy in this picture.
That's an
It's
old
a
picture.
it's a memory picture of her.
Oh, memory.
Every
Okay, I'm like
time.
they look mad happy in this picture right here.
And then they they got
'Cause
so
actually-
mad they freaking came out with 3.
Yeah, that's it.
She looks terrible in this picture.
Let me see.
so
They forgot how to
Overthink is the
fight.
winner?
Overthink is the winner.
Overthink wins. Congratulations, sir.
Overthink wins.
Yeah.
Nice.
You didn't get cheated,
I will
man. You got
slide
it.
in your DMs and send you the code,
Oh,
brother.
man.
Damn, you didn't have to say all that.
Yeah, right?
Slide in the
Pause.
DMs. Damn.
Hard pause.
Pause.
Sure.
He's like, now I don't want the code, man.
He's a nobody. He's going to the
You
arcade.
guys want a moment alone? Man?
Nope. Now that game was hard actually. Double Dragon 2 the arcade was super hard.
Well, the reversal of the controls was really weird.
That's what
man.
messed it up.
Like, that's what.
And
That's
they
what
had no
killed it
knee.
to me. But I got used to it and I got good at it.
There was no
so
knee in the arcade.
That's
You had your elbow though.
You know knee?
Spin kick in the elbow.
the elbow was in it, but they made it way weaker because everybody kept using it so much. in the
spam.
first game.
Oh,
So we
yeah.
gotta trim this
I get
down.
through the first game 1 quarter with that, and killed a guy who spent $5
I know.
Nice.
'Cause you
with just
cheat.
the elbow.
Yeah.
Because
Because you spam that.
You're just spamming cheating
Yeah.
games. That's
Hey,
all
you
you
can get
do.
around it.
Nope.
You gotta have your timing right, man.
Nah, it's cheat. That's cheat. Cheat, man.
Whatever.
You a
That's how you-
spam.
That's
Mad
how
because you lost.
That's
You're
how you
spamming.
play
I don't
games.
lose. I win.
Play the game.
All I did was win, man.
But
Well,
anyway,
that's everything, man.
that's everything, man.
Hope y'all enjoyed the show.
Yeah, man. Reggie,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us once again.
As
Thanks
always.
to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much
Hell
for
yeah.
contributing. Congratulations to 3 people that won.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate
Enjoy that
y'all.
bomb fest.
Yep.
And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and show us that love.
Yeah. Yeah.
That love.
We're going to go into this here, right there.
Alrighty.
Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow us on all our social media. That way you're in the loop and you know what's going on. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I don't know what you mean.
I hope they know what you mean.
I hope everybody out there knows what I mean.
I don't think we do.
Well, one thing they need to know is that we do this podcast every week, every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time,
Eastern time.
when there's no technical difficulties.
Yeah.
7:30 p.m. Eastern time is when we do this podcast, and we do it every week. Once again, follow us on all our social media. And if you want to listen to the podcast, we're also available on all the streaming services from Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all that good stuff. Until next week, I'll see you guys then,
Maybe.
Alrighty.
Perhaps.
have a good one.
If you're nice.
If you're nice.
Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
Later, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you guys stay.
What's safe?
Safe.
Stay
Stay
safe.
safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Make sure
I
y'all
stuttered.
stay safe.
I stuttered hard on that one. I meant to say stay safe,
Stay safe.
and
I love it. I love it. I love it.
see you guys next time.
Peace
Peace.
out, y'all.